Now I am using a few fan fixes, I guess you would say, to make this game run nicely in Windows 10, and also there was a few things. There was a frame rate fix, there was a Windows 10 making it nicer fix, and then I think there was one other thing that I downloaded, maybe that gave it like nicer resolution options. So this is not completely unmodded. I know we have black bars right now, but it's not completely unmodded, but like the only mods I'm using are just things to make the game run smooth and look as you would expect it to. So, but otherwise, yeah, no real mods happening, so pretty vanilla experience. That's a good emo, by the way, Mr. D-Man. You're in 2 games right now. That's incredible. I'm only in 1 game, and it's actually not D&D, it's Shadowrun. Shadowrun, for those who don't know, is more Blade Runner, less Lord of the Rings, like more sci-fi, kind of cyberpunky, but it's very good. I like it a lot. Shoutouts to those old school intro sequences, right? Like a lot of us from like from who were kiddos at the time of like the early to mid 2000s. Remember those like those Nvidia intros? I remember the one from Unreal Tournament 2004 specifically. It was like that, but then Brutus or one of the dudes like knocks the Nvidia logo out and steps out of it. I always thought that was so cool. Oh, interesting. Shrink yourself down to tiny size. That's interesting, Arctic. Yeah, that's awesome. Holy shit. Freaking genius. So yeah, it's using it as a distraction technique. Now I think I went ahead and set up, okay, I guess, yeah, profile I haven't set up, but I'm pretty sure options and controls, I think that's already good. Actually, maybe I should look over the controls to make sure I haven't forgotten anything, because I know there's like slow motion in this game, so I should double check this, yeah. In case I need to be careful and quiet, we have shift there. So here we go. So G for grenades, F is use. Is there a leaning? I wonder if there's a reason I'm not using E. Knowing me, I would have used E more likely. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there is leaning. Q and E. Very good. Slow-mo is caps lock. Okay. Knowing me, that was probably a very conscious decision. I don't think that was the default choice. Because, yeah, these are things I have to remember. Yeah, side step. Oh, wait, no, I don't have to worry about side step. We have WASD already. So jump. There's a melee button too, right? Melee is that right click? No, that's middle. Excuse me, middle click. Okay. Right click is iron sights. Or ADS, aim down sights. Alright, so yeah, reload. Yeah, caps lock and yeah, oh, and flashlight is T. It's a little bit weird, but that works. Inventory, mouse wheel, drop weapon in case I need it. Medkit, holster weapon. Okay. Very good. Very good. Mission status tab. Yeah. All right. I think I've got what I need. Let's get into this, baby. New game. I don't know. I noticed when I first click new game, it defaults to high difficulty. So maybe that's what I'll go with, just because I don't know what I'm getting myself into. I've never played this game. I like to think I'm somewhat competent in FPSs, but you know, I don't know how hard this game really is. Started getting chased by a giant eagle. Oh, Jesus. And you're the tiny frog man. Right. Forgot about that detail. Sorcerer and a gunslinger. No, that's cool, D-Man. Yeah. You were also a bard previously? Okay, yeah. Bards are cool. Bards are really cool. And a 3rd game, which is impressive. I've only juggled 2 games once before, and it was a lot to handle. I can't imagine 3 games. Hey, I can see that one shot. Oh, really, Arctic? Do you think I should stick with moderate difficulty? Because, I mean, I'm down for the challenge. Oh, okay, you think high difficulty is good. Oh, you're saying I have those guns. I thought you meant bad guys had those guns that would one-shot me. I see what you're saying, yeah. High difficulty it is. We're getting high on stream. Getting high with Super Hobbit. High level alert. We're being transferred as a point man. This is my first assignment. Do I get a cutscene? We get cutscenes, right? Your team is to report for emergency briefing for some kind of high-level alert. Yeah, get a cutscene. Yeah, there we go. Paranormal threats to national security. Oh, shit. Ah, that's what it stands for. I feel like they developed the acronym first and then filled in the letters, the words later. Sierra. Oh man, it's been a minute. Not 3 at once. Okay, that's good. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I got you. I got you. Weirdly difficult. Oh, interesting. Okay, good to know, Arctic. Yeah. Backronym, that's the term. Now, I don't know much about this game, but I know that some of the promotional materials focus on the little girl being surrounded by flames. Backronyms, bass backwards, yeah, yeah. Are they robots? Or are they like, look, oh, there we go. Might have to change my audio settings, by the way. I'll wait for this cutscene to end, though. What do you have in your hand? A knife! No! Try to... Oh, does this game... I guess I shouldn't be surprised that this game, yeah, is probably very dark. Well, thematically, yes, but probably literally has some very dark scenes. So yeah, if that's the case, then yeah, I'll go through and untick some backgrounds in the playlist. Because yeah, I remember with Soma, there were some very, very dark areas. Just eating his face, yep. So I guess the question is, who is this mysterious man who's eating everything and everyone? But he's got like soldiers backing him up too, so it wasn't just him by himself.
Sorry to wake you, Senator. It's about Origin.
What happened?
There was an uprising. F.E.A.R has taken command of the prototypes.
F.E.A.R.
My God.
Oh, they were robots, I guess. Prototypes, he said.
But we have to move fast.
Oh, all right. Let me make a few calls.
This wacko's name is Paxton Fettel. He's the key.
Paxton.
If we contain him,
Paxton
we contain
Fettel.
the situation.
Fucker's got an appetite.
I think he has an agenda. It's not just recreational. He's getting something out of it.
Essential vitamins and nutrients?
What's his story?
Lots of iron in the blood.
Property of Armacam Technology Corporation. They're working on a military contract to develop an army of clones that respond to a psychic commander. Top secret, of course.
The clones,
Fettel is one
okay.
of the commanders.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. This is why nobody takes us seriously. Military clones?
A full battalion of them, highly trained and heavily armed.
A battalion? What are we supposed to do against 1,000 super soldiers?
Like I said, we put Fettel down and it's over. Fortunately, the whole point of the program is to give commanders first-hand knowledge of the battlefield without putting them in danger. That means we should be able to corner the bastard without having to wade through all those soldiers.
How do we find him?
Armacam implanted a transmitter in his head. Should lead us right to him.
That's awfully convenient.
That is convenient.
Assuming it
Wow.
does what it's supposed to. What about you, buddy? Ready to go to work?
You're putting him in the field?
Oh, okay.
Are you crazy? He just transferred in a week ago.
I didn't realize. I thought we were just a cutscene.
His reflexes are totally off the charts. I think he can handle himself.
We're fancy.
It's your call.
Goddamn right it is.
We got like
Don't
cool
worry.
reflexes.
He'll be
Reflexes.
fine.
Let's roll.
You'll be fine, he says. It's fine. Don't worry about it, man. Oh, do we have a link with this person?
You will be a god among men.
Mr. Freeman. Okay, so we had some kind of vision with Patel, so I wonder if there's
We've tracked
something going
Fettel
on
to
there.
an abandoned building just up ahead. No sign of enemy activity on the satellite, but don't take any chances. Jankowski, you in position?
Just say the word.
All right, move it out.
Okay, so before I get too into this, yeah, so let me do a few things. So I'll confess, in those cutscenes, I actually couldn't hear any dialogue, and it's because of my audio settings. My audio settings are a little bit weird, but I can get that fixed up real quick. Whoops. I pressed the Windows key. I was trying to... Yeah, let's do this. Pause. Alt-tab. There we go. It's like, how do I get back to my from my other monitor. So give me 1 sec so I can fix my audio stuff easily peasily. That should do it. And then the other thing is, yes, like Arctic had suggested, let's just temporarily disable some of my fancy schmancy little background thingamajigs. Background, like it's kind of like a playlist of background images. So let me go through those and disable the ones that are larger, or not larger, brighter, that is. As soon as I find it in my list, here we go. I think there's a way to specify which ones to remove. Filters? No, not filters. I guess I have to just temporarily like remove them from the folder then. I thought there was a way to like tick them out. Like, you know, check or uncheck them. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let me just remove, let me just go to that folder location. Give me 1 sec. Get this all set up. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, it seems like the game looks pretty good by today's standards too. It doesn't, I mean, you can tell it's aged, but like, it's kind of wild to think that this was a fairly old game. I mean, it's probably been close to 20 years at this point, right? I mean, I guess maybe over 15 years, which is pretty darn good. So yeah, I mean, I remember when this game first came out, I remember it was lauded for its presentation and the graphics. They really did a good job with it. And it's Monolith Soft, right? I mean, they're known for doing cool shit like this. So good on Monolith for pulling out some sick stuff. Cheers. There we go. Stream backgrounds. That's the one. All right. So let's take out the ones that are brighter. Game looks a little bit. I think it looks pretty good. Lighting aged pretty well. Modeling. Yeah. It's you can tell that some of it hasn't aged perfectly well. But could have done much worse though. Let's fix up real quick. A little bit tricky because I don't exactly know which ones will look bad necessarily. So I'm trying to like make sure to remove the ones that are like very bright. What I might just do is just leave a handful of them just to play it safe. So a lot of these are very vibrant, which is cool, but kind of distracting. So yeah, we'll take out a bunch of these. One sec. Okay, almost done. Okay, so I know right now it's probably weird because there's probably nothing around me right now. I'm hoping it'll actually, here's what I can do. I can just this slide mode. There we go. Yeah, you know what? That one's also still too bright too. Yeah. Let's remove that one and a few others. Yeah, there's a few others that I was a little bit on the fence on the fence with rather. Okay, that should do it. Let me get this refreshed. Alright, so that should be good. That should be good. Lip syncing, yeah, the lip syncing, I noticed the two, yeah, the animations with the lip syncing, not so great, yeah. You think even when compared to the contemporaries? I don't know. I mean, I guess what year did this game come out? I keep saying it's mid-2000s. I could be completely wrong. PC game. This game came out in 2005. Okay, so yeah, that's very middle 2000s. I would say, I mean, for me, I think it looks pretty good for mid 2000s. Are there games that came out in 2005 that look better? Maybe. There very well could be, but I think given what they had, it's pretty solid. Post Halo 2. Halo 2, yeah, maybe that's a fair comparison to make. I mean, Halo 2 is a very, like, shiny game. It's, like, a very flashy game, whereas this game, I think, is more sustained and more like, you know, grungy. So, I would say it's not an unfair comparison, but I guess, like, Halo 2 is kind of meant to pop out more a little bit. Or Half-Life 2. I think Half-Life 2, yeah, Half-Life 2 is a fair comparison. In fact, I think Half-Life 2 was 1 year prior. I think Half-Life was 2004 or something like that, so. And, like, talk about a game with, like, interesting lighting stuff. I think Half-Life 2 did a lot of cool stuff really well. I feel like lighting was just kind of okay in Half-Life 2, but pretty much everything else was amazing. I mean, character models and, like, lip syncing and just everything, honestly, so yeah, it's a fair point. But, I don't know, I guess I'll just say that I think what this game did that was well, I shouldn't say I haven't played it yet, but from what I've heard, it sounds like the things that this game does well make it stand out, the way that the combat flows, the way that slow motion works, all that jazz. Seems like that does a nice job of making it feel special. Alright, so what was the button? So this is to walk, and then caps lock is slow motion. Okay, so that's how slow motion works, and it replenishes automatically, right? Yeah, kind of slowly, but it does. Source engine in the surrounding games. Yeah, that's a fair point too. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. Smack. There we go. Oh, what was that? Was that a kick? Yeah, like a cool kick move. It's a little bit hard to aim it. Oh, we got like a flying kick. That's cool. I'm trying to kick this board. It's a little bit hard to aim it though. Okay, whatever. This is encouraging. Investigate the area. Okay, simple enough. It exists on the... Oh, you're right, the original Xbox. Yeah, that's correct. It's both a miracle. I mean, it's a miracle that it exists. That's right, so we can go in through that way. I'm guessing this is boarded up one. I guess these are boards we cannot smack down. Because, yeah, when I think of Half-Life 2 in that era, I think of PS3 and Xbox 360. Because, yeah, I remember Team Fortress 2 and Portal. I remember those being on the PS3 and Xbox 360. So, yeah, the fact that that exists on original Xbox is incredible, honestly. Power armor and Franklin match. I'm gonna assume that Rado is harmless. My mouse sensitivity is like really high, but maybe that's not a problem. And a flashlight. I think I need to turn the audio up on my side. They did get ported 360, yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. I feel like I've heard that the console versions of this game are pretty solid. I mean, I think PC is probably what most people would recommend. Look at this sexy counter they have. So sexy. You can open up to me. Oh, it's so wholesome. It's a headlamp. Oh, it's not like one of those like chest ones. It's like I'm literally wearing a headlamp. Power armor and Franklin badge. I'm thinking like, wait, because those are Earthbound things, right? D-man? I'm trying to think about like what HF2 could mean. There are people that might get off to a monkey wrench. I mean, I would say that you're probably not wrong, Arctic. Also, talking about like certain model details and whatnot. I mean, yeah, look at this. I mean, actually, hold on. Let me make sure that I don't have like my settings turned down way high, but I don't think that I do. I think I turned them up as much as I could. Video memories. Would it be performance? Graphics card, yeah. So I've got like things turned up, I think, pretty darn well. Everything's set to maximum, yeah. Video card options, yeah. So, I mean, so I've got things turned up as good as they possibly could be. And even with that, yeah, you can see that, like, yeah, these shelves don't look that great. These containers here, I mean, yeah, the industrial bleach, you can at least read what they say. But yeah, I would say that's where the presentation maybe starts to fall apart. And maybe not fall apart, but you start to see some of the breaks in the armor. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, power from Fallout, yeah. Oop, okay. So much for being quiet. Oop.
Hey, bro. What took you so long?
That's a friend?
Trying to find a way
Okay.
around.
I wonder if there's an achievement for not killing any rats. If I'm gonna be a cool guy. Keep hearing things just fall over on their own. And I don't know if the game is trying to be spooky, or if I'm a doofus. Always inspect the bathrooms, by the way, for games like this. I see you? Oh. Okay. Yeah. Like, yeah, I like to think my guy went to, like, knock on it, and it just fell right over. Eh. Like I should be looking for things to pick up. Hammer. Oh, health. Oh, permanently increased? Cool. Neat. Health boosters. Permanently increased. Can I pick up the hammer? Cannot pick up the hammer. One thing I'm a little bit curious about is if there's a way to have ADS or aim down sights or what have you. If I can make that where you hold the button as opposed to it being a toggle thing. But there might not be an option for such things. Configure controls, yeah. Yeah, game options. See, I want crouch to be held. Yeah, okay, so there is no option for... Yeah, clickable ADS, or not clickable, but held ADS, which is fine. I can just deal with it. Interior environments, yeah, it's just kind of inconsistent. Oh, really? So sometimes it's super nice and other times it's not. Yeah, cause like, you know, this room doesn't look too bad. I would say like the paint cans I think look all right from a distance at least, but yeah, the shelves look kind of gross. Just lots of square hallways with metal, just a metal shelf. Yeah. So sometimes like there's just not a lot going on. So I just knock shit over. I mean, playing a game like this and fucking around with the physics is, you know, part of the experience, right? Also, Mr. McMagic, good to see you, friend. Hope you're doing well, bud. We're playing a game I've never played before. Hence why I'm, you know, taking it very slow, because I don't know what the shit I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. But I'm excited to see what I'm getting myself into. So we already went through there. F, to pay respects. Oh. We had some kind of loading zone just now. There's lots of blank concrete, yeah, which doesn't feel very immersive, right? Yeah, it feels kind of like just filler areas, which is not quite as fun. Very nice, Big Magic. I'm glad to hear that, bud. Reminding us that we have a jump button. Oh. Oh. Okay. Good to know. Good to know that's a thing. I'm gonna go on a limb and suggest that this probably is not traversable. Probably means we're going the right way if we're getting visions of bloody dudes.
Why did you bring me here?
It's like he was leaking something.
Why'd you bring me back?
Now I could be more inclined to pay attention to what's going on over here. Or I could just be breaking glass like a lunatic. Oh. Rude. It's like they don't want me here. Too damn bad. I'm here. Deal with it. Can I shut the door? I can. I can knock shit over too, you know. Doesn't make you that special, fam. It's interesting, when we had that vision of the dead dude, there was this like, there's this like little wispy thing in the air that looked like a little eyeball. That, which is a motif, like it's like a visual thing I've seen with some of the F.E.A.R games, this notion of like an eye that's watching you. So I have a feeling that was not a coincidence. Can you tell I'm trying to save my ammo? Also, if you ever see me walk up to something and do like this, like start to like lean a little bit, it's because I'm pressing E, because E is my default use button, but with this game we have lean, so F is the use button. Like a shooter in PT. Yeah, I mean, I've heard this game is very good with its shooting. Shooty pooty absolutely. But also has some cool psychological thriller elements to it that make it like genuinely kind of spooky. Yeah, exactly. Is that just physics shenanigans happening? Like this, it's probably meant to be spooky. Or it's just Havoc being silly. And you know what? You kind of welcome the weird, goofy jank when it comes to Havoc. We were talking about I Divine Cyberman today with Arctic and Dave a couple days ago, and the notion of games like that, you just kind of have to embrace the jank as part of the experience. Okay.
Hold on a second.
Oh. Cutscene time. Oh,
Come
okay,
on.
never mind. Just checkpoint.
You ready? Go!
Oh, slow motion that I did not activate. It's like free slow motion. Whoa.
You were born here, in this place.
My homie just got evaporated.
I was there.
So it's all me then. Is this the vision that I saw? Are you? Is it you that I'm seeking? Oh,
We need you up here.
On my way.
Looks like we're too late, boss.
I think this is the guy we
Just
saw the vision
leftovers.
of.
Transmitter signal's coming from nearby. It's gotta be around there somewhere.
I'll wait here for Jin. You take a look around.
Taking a look around is what I'm best at when it comes to this part of the game so far, at least.
Get going.
Hey, what's up, Iowan? If you have friends in games like this, they'll get murdered.
You gonna check the place out or what?
I'm working on it. Hey man, give me a second. Calm your titties. Alright, that's where we came from. Okay, so there's... Oh, and of course, yeah, I can't like pry the door this way to pull it towards me. The lamp coming loose. Yeah, I mean, it looks cool, but it was also like, yeah, what if it just flops out and smacks me in the head or something? Like a ray trace mod? Yeah, like RTX, that would be incredible, Arctic. I wonder if this... I mean, this game is so well regarded by so many, I would be surprised if somebody hadn't attempted something like that before. Because I know this is kind of a cult classic for a lot of folks. I mean, lots of people really love this game. The focus on the lighting, absolutely. 100% agreed.
Dude, take a look around.
I guess he wants me to go this way then. Oh. We saw a dude. Or did we? It's one of those guns, one of those games where the guns are bullet based, not clip based, so I can reload as recklessly as I want, as wastefully as I want even. There's no like climbing on ledges. So you gotta make entire jumps. I don't know if like being quiet or like being slow is really worth it. So if you see me like walking kind of slow, it's kind of intentional. But I don't know if like being heard really matters in a game like this. For instance, I just want to do that.
Good job.
Had to run at like 15. Hey, what's up, Mr. Goblin? Good to see you, bud. Actually, give me 1 sec. Let me grab my counter application thing, which is not where I usually put it. Boop, there we go. Can add the points. Thank you, Mr. Goblin. Good to see you, buddy. We're in the midst of our blind playthrough of F.E.A.R. We're just beginning, so we're in the first level right now. Only around like 15 frames per second. I mean, I really do think like this game, I would say, looks pretty good for its time. But yeah, I know it's a very demanding game, and visually it's one thing, but there's also a lot of physicsy nonsense. Obviously there's the slow motion, there's the Havoc engine, there's a lot of collisions going on, so I think performance-wise this game was very demanding, which probably gave it that air of feeling really fancy. As I guess... Oh, Jesus! Oh, got smacked. He just smacked the crap out of us. And that was the guy, right? That was Patel. That's the guy.
The man's name was Charles Haberger. I remember him. But are the memories mine or hers? It makes no difference.
This is the guy we're trying to find.
Die. They all deserve to die.
Come in. Over. What's
I'm not dead.
I've lost Fettel's signal. Comcast.
It's Fettel, not Fatel.
You're busy.
Apparently I've been mispronouncing it.
Down at the harbor. What kind of situation? We located those soldiers you were looking for, but we're under orders not to engage until you guys reconnoiter. Understood. I've got 2 birds en route to your position. You should have a visual shortly. We'll be ready.
Alright. Time to get back to our homie. If every time you're auto host, yeah, thankfully the notification, I only have it set up to do that with manual hosts, because yeah, auto host, that would get very annoying. Time to throw hamburgers. Hamburger. There's the birds we were hearing about. Boids. Well, he knows we're here and we're looking for him, so I guess being stealthy isn't really
What do you think of the new point, man? Hey,
a
back
thing.
already? See anything?
You guys about done up there? Our day's just getting started.
I
You
guess we're a
boys run
silent
along.
protagonist.
I'll be busy here for a while.
I mean, he's pretty dead. I don't know how much you could really do to help him out, but sure. Oh, Habiger, right. I keep getting these visions.
I've tried to forget. I've tried so hard to forget.
So there's this notion of a little girl, some kind of
These
doctor
men
dude,
are from F.E.A.R.
a child being born.
They're special attachments to our unit for the duration of this op. They will be on point. Their mission is to assess the nature of the threat. Our job is to keep them alive. Do not engage the enemy. Remember that we are not dealing with ordinary bad guys.
These are
Team
fancy
1 will
bad
move in
guys.
from the southwest. Team 2 will approach from the north. Once our recon is complete, we'll rendezvous and wait for further orders. Okay, let's saddle up.
All right, so I guess that was kind of a tutorial of sorts. No real threats. I mean, we had a gun, but there was nothing to really shoot. But it kind of, taught us the controls and all that jazz. So Paxton Fettel. Tracking signal was lost. Oh, okay, interesting. So maybe he somehow pried it out of his head or something. Unidentified male. Well, he told us the name. Said that he had to die, but we don't know why. Just said they all have to die. I wonder if it was someone that was involved with some. I mean, we see this scientist or this doctor person, someone who was involved with that ordeal. Hard to say. So they're sending some S.F.A.R D troops. Teams should not engage unless fired upon. Okay, sounds good. Open some scopes, we'll zoom. Very good. I like that. I like all those things. Oh. Let's go fuck shit up, correct. Whee! Yes, that's a really cool effect. We got a fancy gun. What kind of? We don't really aim down sights, we just kind of look closer. So just to be clear, so yeah, so Paxton evaded us, but now we're trying to... I guess we're just trying to look more, but now we're on a boat, so it's like we're in a different in like a different setting, because we were in like this building now, but we're on like a I guess this is like a shipping vessel. So yeah, so I'll confess I'm not exactly sure how this relates. Also, of course, I need to like look around, look for clues, or look for special nifty things like health, but I'm not gonna find that out here. It's not that kind of game.
Point. See if you can get this gate open. I'd send one of my boys, but I think we need a specialist for this one.
Well, I'm special. Checkpoint. All right, I'll open it the best way I know how, just smacking the shit out of it.
You find that gate control yet?
Yep. That looks encouraging. It says not to engage bad guys unless I'm fired upon. So I wonder how much I need to like abide by that. Something tells me this is not that kind of game where I'll be reprimanded for murdering people. I mean, maybe not, you know, those nice people, but other people. If I had to guess, this one's probably locked. It's not. Ooh, I see a thing. I'm gonna get that thing first. Hold up. Reflex booster. Oh, more slow-mo. Excellent. Health boosters, reflex boosters. More boxes falling over. Again, was it Havoc a jank or was it developer intended spookiness? I guess we'll find out. It rewards looking for things, and that's the thing, I tend to play these games very slowly because I like to look for things and look for secrets. Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere. Oh! Take that, glass. Oh! Another dead dude. He's very dead. Hello? Are you alive? Nope. Very dead. Alright. Well, here's this. I got you, homies. There's a dead guy, and I promise it wasn't me this time. What's that say? Folks. Folks magazine. Longo. Yo, I want to read about Longo. This guy sounds dope. Look at that face. Oh. Good shit. I guess it's supposed to be like Fabio. Longio. World's #1 FPS person. Dead. Anyway. The Longo and the Dongo. I'm sure everyone's fine. Oh! Everyone was decidedly not fine. Oh my. Now, they look to be the opposite of fine, actually. She like demeated them. Yeah, just fucking melted their asses. Liquefied. Alright, well, mission complete. Good job, team. I found the team. Yep, I did it. You alright, homie? Bone noises. Oh, okay, how did this even happen? I mean, at least they went down in a compromising pose that's entertaining. There was nothing that way, yeah. Replace them with skeletons. Yeah, she disappeared them. And replaced them with bloody skeletons. Skeletons covered in marinara sauce. Just straight up marinara. Can't open this. Can I smack it? Yes. What's a good anti-skeleton type of weapon? You know, if we're gonna kill the skeletons, what's the opposite of calcium? So that I could, like, load my gun with those kinds of bullets. Italian skeletons. They got little mustaches and everything. It's great. I love it. I make it the pasta. I killed the bad guys. You alright, homie? Okay, well that like physically like bleh, followed by falling over means he's dead. I've played enough Havoc and or Source games to know that when someone ragdolls, that's usually not a good sign for their general health. So they just started shooting. Him, that is. I keep hoping it's gonna be a sexy calendar, and instead I get sexy monkey wrenches, which is, you know, still pretty good, honestly. Talk poorly of their grandmother. Yeah. The best way to insult an Italian is to tell them that their grandmother's marinara sauce is mediocre at best. Then you will catch a reckoning. Push him out. Oh! Oh! Are you friends? Oh, you are not friends. Right.
Check in. Squad, get to cover.
Now, I don't know if spamming slow motion is the strat, but it is fun. I'm getting memories of playing Half-Life 1, that is, and hearing like the banter from the military lads. And oh my god, super great friend. Holy goodness. Thank you very much for that very generous raid. Oh my god, Dave, bringing in some friends. Won the world. Thank you very much, my friends. How's everyone doing? Holy crap, that's a lot of people. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, super great friend. You are very friendly indeed for such a nice raid. And thank you to my friend Dave for bringing in all these nice people. That's a lot of people. My goodness. Thank you, everyone. How was your stream? Super great friend. And also, what were you streaming on this fine day? Like, it's like enough about me. I want to hear about how you guys do. We got Galleys in here. We got Harriet. We got Viper. Table. We got Dandy. Goldum. Look at all these nice people. Zades. Linkura. Fake Jade. Grumpy. Man, look at all these nice people. Thank you for being here. Yeah, how was Great Friend's stream? Lots of little shooty bangles. Yeah. I actually, this is my first time playing this game, but we just had our first combat instance just now, which is pretty cool. Frustrating your friend playing this. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm digging it so far. We were joking earlier that, like, you know, this isn't blood, it's just like it's marinara sauce or it's strawberry jelly. You know, they're just having a big food fight. This is all just one big misunderstanding. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining in. Thank you again for super great friend for that very nice raid. How's everyone doing? And also, great friend, what were you playing on this fine day? Thank you for that follow, by the way, Sang. Because yes, this is my first time playing this game, and this is one of those games where I was telling people at the beginning of the stream, I never played it, and I always wanted to because the game always looked so cool, but I never had a computer strong enough that could play it. But now that I'm a big boy with relatively, I'm a very short person, but now that I'm a grown person and I have a, you know, disposable income, I have a computer now that can run it, and I'm getting around to this game a little bit late, obviously, but better late than never, I like to think. Yeah, just strawberry jam. It's like it's just one big misunderstanding, honestly. Learn how Alma hates food. Yeah. The strawberry jam, marinara sauce. We saw some skeletons earlier, so that means there was some, you know, calcium. You know, maybe there was some milk and some cheese involved. Whoa. Oh. I saw a little like blip, a little like whirly blip just then. Some Martian... Wait, Martian Gothic. Okay, now I've never heard of Martian Gothic, but I'm curious. Martian Gothic Unification is the name. Interesting. Yeah, I've never heard of that game, but I would be curious to hear more. The name has me curious. There's a lot of things I'm curious about right now, as you can tell by just all the shit that's going down right here. Oh, and Barkley shut up and jam. Okay, I know what that one is. That's awesome. Played an FPS, 15 FPS. It's interesting you mentioned that because, yeah, Arctic, who's another one of my mods, was telling me how back in the day he thought this game looked so cool, but he was saying that part of the reason why it looked so good was because it would only run at 15 FPS. Of course, this game is very involved. There's a lot of physicsy things happening. There's lots of obviously there's the slow motion effects, there's the Havoc's engine, so there's a lot of computations going on for a game like this, so I guess that kind of explains why it doesn't always perform super well. It's going pretty well so far, though. I've got a not amazing rig, but I like to think I've got an okay rig. I have a GTX 980 Ti, which is not great, obviously, but it gets there all right. Got a 2700 X Ryzen 7, so I like to think we're all right, but I know this would struggle. My rig would like struggle with like Cyberpunk or one of those games. Social distancing, yeah. Oh wait. Oh, you're saying that Martian Gothic is interesting. It is a game. It is a video game. I mean, I like video games, and I like weird games as well. This game is pretty like, I mean, there are weird moments for sure, but I would say that this game is more like a psychological thriller FPS. I do enjoy lots of strange games though. In fact, I'm thinking once I finish this game, we will switch over and finish up what I'd started with Rock of Ages. That's a game I started back in November as part of the Extra Life marathon that I was doing. It was a 24-hour marathon for charity, and we began Rock of Ages, but I never got around to finishing it. So that'll be a nice complete 180 from this game. This game being very gritty and dark and grungy, into Rock of Ages all silly and goofiness. What's the moral of this game? I've yet to find out. I understand that there's a little girl who has magic powers, who kills people. She hasn't killed us yet for some reason. I also understand that we have slow motion, and there's a bad guy that eats people. So I would say if there's any moral to be learned so far, it's don't look delicious so the guy who eats people won't eat you, and also don't make the little girl mad or else she'll melt you down into a skeleton. So that's what I would say so far, at least. Pretty good with surround sound mod. And that's the thing, I am running a few quality of life mods to make this game run a little bit better on Windows 10 and to fix the frame rate. So I've got a few things to clean up the game a bit, but I don't think I have the surround sound mod going necessarily. Don't think anyone's computer can play Cyberpunk. Yeah, that's the thing too. One of those things where the game obviously just came out and it's not the most optimized experience either. So I understand that, yeah, a lot of people might struggle with the game. Now, I'm guessing this is a bad guy. So I'm gonna just treat him as such. Now, that was a very non-silenced weapon, so I'm being loud and proud out here. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to spam the slow motion thing quite as much, but I definitely want to use it a bunch. I think it's probably similar to Max Payne, where you're expected to use slow motion a bunch. And also it just looks so cool, and it sounds kind of cool too. Whoa, did I just liquefy him? Oh my god. Oh, the thing exploded, that's what it was. Just pulped his ass from bullets, but no, it wasn't the bullets that pulped him, it was the electricity explosions. There's a lot of dust. I'm kicking up a lot of dust right now. Looks like I got hit by something somewhere. Thankfully, they're just kind of popping in. Although I think I'm running out of slow-mo, so I gotta be a little bit careful about this. Oh, any new guns for me? I think I just have the same, yeah, just the same guns. I got this in my pistol. At least 50 back in the day, though. Yeah. There's the expansions as well. Yeah, I've heard that the expansions for this one are pretty good. We were talking a couple days ago where I've heard, through the grapevine at least, that the sequels, F.E.A.R 2 and 3, are not bad video games necessarily, but they're not everyone's favorite when it comes to, like, you know, this game compared to this game. Apparently, I don't know this because I haven't played them yet myself, but apparently 2 and 3 are... They're good games. They're, like, alright games, but... I understand that they're not everyone's favorite in the series, so I would still like to play them, but I'm bracing myself to be more enamored with this game in particular. Just don't look delicious. I know it's gonna be hard for you, D-Man. You're a tasty man. Trying to be a little bit careful here. This strikes me as the kind of game where if I just waltz in and just stand in the middle of an open area, I'll just get exploded. It's there for you to use, yeah, and I'm definitely using it. I feel like that's like one of the main draws of this game. Pistol's pretty dope. Oh, and I got 2 of them. That's fancy. I name dropped Max Payne earlier. Maybe I should be doing the Max Payne strats. I'm trying to utilize lean. Not like sipping on lean, not that kind of lean. I'm trying to utilize the lean mechanics a bunch just because I know that can help. There was a period of time. Whoa. There's a period of time where I played some Siege with my homies back in the day, and I was never good at the game. Actually, that can be the end of the sentence, honestly. I was never good at the game, but it did teach me some key tenets of, like, utilizing lean whenever you can in a game like this. clearing corners, all that jazz. I hope the guys I'm killing are bad guys, by the way. I'm not really stopping to, like, let them shoot at me. I'm just kind of blasting, man. Anyway, I started blasting. Suppressors they're not really made for stealth. Yeah, exactly. I've heard that suppressors and silencers, they don't work the way that they do in the movies. They're still very loud. I mean, it helps, but yeah, it's like people will still hear you. I guess it's like people several miles away won't hear you, I guess, but like, yeah, it's like it really won't help you that much, honestly. You like F.E.A.R 3? That's interesting. Yeah, I know Arctic and a few others have told me that. Yeah, some of the sequels, or some of the parts of the sequels, are not everyone's favorite. That's part of the beauty of playing games like this, is that like now I'm finally getting around to learning it myself, and you know, being able to experience the game and have my opinions on it. Same thing with like the Stalker series. I played through Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl last year, and that game was incredible. And actually, it wasn't my first time playing it. It was my second time, and it was very good, just as I remembered it. But there were discussions about the sequels, and of course about mods for the game, Project Anomaly and all that jazz. Oh, unknown origin. So that's another series where it's like, yeah, I want to try the sequels eventually so I can see what they're all about myself. F.E.A.R 2 does have some positives. Yeah, I've heard the story gets a little bit wonky, and honestly, I think the story is interesting so far based on what I'm seeing. I would say that that's not the main reason that I'm playing this. I mean, of course, the gunplay is cool and the action's neat, but the story I'm interested in, so I would hope the story is cool, but yeah, if they take the story in weird directions, then I could see that being a bit of a downer for some folks. Actual guns, so yeah, exactly. And so we hear more peeps. I guess I'm just hearing them from the radios. I gotta say, the gunplay is very satisfying. It's kind of fun watching them flip around like that. I wonder if they flip around like that because of slow-mo. Like, I wonder if bodies bounce around quite that much. Whoa. When you're not in slow-mo. Yeah, look at him go. Oh, man. Like, maybe the power of slow motion makes them, like, just bounce around all that much. They never played it all the way through. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to like see what this is all about. Let's go back to the other gun for a bit. I would imagine shotguns will be very silly and very cool in slow motion, so I'm looking forward to picking up some of those eventually. The audible clunk, yeah. There have been a few audio cues that I'm trying to watch for. Also, I like when just smack stuff around. Can't knock it down though. Call of Pripyat, yeah. I know that Call of Pripyat and Clear Sky are they're not universally beloved, but I understand that, yeah, some people really like one over the other. Seems like the original, that Call of Chernobyl, or Shadow of Chernobyl, rather, was, is like, it's a game that pretty much everyone who's played it is like, yeah, that game's really good. Like, it's not a perfect game, but most people would agree that it's pretty darn nice. Also, I like the great value Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew we got over here. I got some grenades. Very nice. Oh, and something else. I got armor. Very good. Kind of some John Woo-isms going on there. Yeah, with the slow motion. Hard-boiled, baby. I love it. Oh, here he is. I hope you're a bad guy, because I'm going to kill the shit out of you. Eventually. Okay, there he goes. Sorry, I used a lot of bullets on you. Oh, I thought he was going to, like, run towards me. There we go. Yeah, if you use iron sights or ADS, that's the way to do it for much better accuracy. Kind of like what Arctic was saying. This is pretty dope, honestly. The slow motion blowback. Yeah, it's pretty sweet, honestly. It's really nice. Just the wonky ragdoll. This was kind of an era of gaming where ragdoll physics and the Havoc engine was still kind of fresh and kind of new, so it was like, games are like, what are some ways we can utilize this and make it like a core tenet in the game? I mean, you think about Half-Life 2 with all the cool physics stuff you could do with the Source engine and just the gravity gun puzzles you could do. I mean, the game was, built around that engine. So yeah, this really was kind of an interesting era of gaming, FPSs in particular, where it was no longer like, oh, let's just make the game and the physics as an afterthought. Now it's like, oh, let's design the game around this shit and see what kind of cool shit we can do with it. Maybe it's more of a technical quirk. Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool, but yeah, it's probably not intended, but I do love it. It's Diet Squish. Yeah. Diet fake Dr. Pepper. Squish. Oh, Call of Cthulhu. Oh shit, yeah, we played that game 2 years ago, and that game was an experience. Holy shit. You could like lean through a bolted door. Yeah. That game had some jank to it, and I'm glad I played it though. Ooh. If I stay perfectly still. Okay, never mind. That game had some delightful jank to it. I'm glad I played through it. It's one of those games where I always heard it was like a really landmark game, and I have some friends that lauded it. I gotta be honest, there were some parts of the game I didn't love, but overall it was very much worth playing. Longshoreman Digest, by the way. What was the guy we saw earlier? Longo. This is Longshoreman. Nice little handlebar mustache. I like it. Details like that are what really immerse me in this game's universe, which I appreciate. Okay, that is... Oh, more grenades and more dead people. Very good. I promise I didn't kill this one. Armor and a new gun. Oh my. Very fancy. Some nades, some ammo, or health rather, some ammo. Oh, you can see on the left, yeah, all the different guns I got. So we got a lot of gun, a lot of gun juice for that weapon. But this one has less ammo, but it looks so pretty though, and it looks so cool. I want to try my shiny new toy. Zooming in, yeah, it does help. Yeah, I noticed that the crosshair does shrink. So yeah, zooming in, even though it's like I'm not really zooming in much, it does seem to really help. And of course, when you're like moving, obviously being stationary is like mega accuracy. Go through that door. But seems like that's a thing that helps out a bunch. Oh, okay. Well, I can get his pistol from here. They really went... They did a number on these employees, didn't they? My goodness. All these dudes. Best gun in the... Oh, really? That good? Dang. Use Eldritch Magic to force choke you? Yeah. It would crash the Xbox? Oh, jeez. See, whenever I think of Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth, I think of that one sequence that's on the boat. And I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to like say too much about it just because for those who haven't seen it, it's kind of a spoiler. Oh, we get to hear the voicemail. Very nice. There's a part where you're on a boat and you're fighting these enemies, and there are these glowing lights in the distance. And there was some kind of weird bug where if you weren't playing on Windows XP, or maybe it was Windows Vista, but if you weren't playing on like the original operating system or on the Xbox version, there was a script that wouldn't fire at the right time, and you would just get infinite waves that would just kill you over time. So I had to like find the script online, the script fix that just kind of skipped that whole sequence. So again, just lots of jank. I guess it came out at a time like kind of in between modern gaming PC architecture stuff and the old school way of doing things. So yeah, there were a lot of just built-in clunky jank stuff with that game.
Yeah, this is Chet in accounting. Nobody seems to know what's going on, but we've been hearing a lot of loud noises. Have you guys heard anything over there?
End of messages.
A lot of loud noises. I'm sure it's fine. But like I said, no, I'm glad I played through the game. It was a very cool game. There were some parts that were incredible and are like very memorable gaming experiences that I'll always remember, and like that I'll always think back to as being like super unique. Just some of the sequences with like the flashbacks, the way that the gunplay worked in that game was incredibly oh, very nice. Dude, this thing is crazy. Oh my god. Jeez, look at this thing. Just eats them up. But yeah, just some of like the gunplay in the game was surprisingly nuanced. Like there was this notion where you could fire a gun when you're reloading it, so like, and it would fire based on where the gun is pointing, not where your crosshair was. So there was a lot more in that game than I think a lot of us were expecting. It's one of those games where I feel like it could really do for like a remaster or maybe even a remake, so that people could experience it in a less technically clunky environment with like, you know, fan fixes and patches galore to try to right the errors you see with modern operating systems and such. I guess you could pick it up on Xbox for that matter, but it's just like Harriet said, it could still even crash on original Xbox. Yeah, it's jank. We were saying it earlier. It's one of those games you have to embrace the jank because it is to be appreciated. And Upbeat Genius, that is a good screen name. Thank you for that follow, my friend. Thank you all for being here, by the way, guys. Again, major thanks to I'm sorry, what was this nice person's screen name? Oh crap, hold on, I lost my cursor. Thank you for that follow as well, Jim Loveboat. Man, all these excellent screen names. But yeah, that was such a nice raid, and thank you again to Dave for encouraging the raid from super great friend Whenever I hear the word friend, I think of Joel Varg Skeletor. He has a very fun emote called it's just the Joel friend. It's like a little cartoonish depiction of him with like a little Swedish hat and everything. It's very delightful. But thank you everyone for being here, and thank you for the follow as well, Zades, or maybe it's Zadus, like Zebus from Metroid. But thank you all for being here, guys, and yeah, that's very generous. I recognize that it's getting probably a little bit late for some time zones, so if people have to hop off, I totally get it. I will not at all be offended. I'm just glad that you're here and that you're sharing part of your evening with me, because your time is very valuable, and you're all you're like all very nice and very patient with me, and I'm grateful for that, just because, you know, when you're playing a game like this for the first time, it's like you want to drink in the atmosphere and you want to soak it all in, but at the same time I don't want to just dawdle forever. In here, he says.
Check the upper floor. Yes, sir.
I mean, you don't have to do that. We could just all be friends. Oh.
Search this area.
Oh, do they not know me that I'm here? Okay, now they know I'm here. It's not like my gun is that quiet, but I guess I was so sneaky they had no idea. See if I can keep going this way. I can. Oh wait, no, we already went that way. Yeah, that just loops around. Is Chet a real name? I think I've seen some memes about people named Chet, so I think so. Maybe it's short for something. Chetcher, maybe. I don't know. I've never met anybody in real life. Yeah, I probably don't know anybody in real life that goes by Chet. Maybe it's like short for Chester, maybe. A Bethesda Call of Cthulhu? Yeah, I mean, it would probably do pretty well. There was the other Call of Cthulhu game that came out, I want to say a year or two ago. It was just called Call of Cthulhu, and I don't think it had any relation to Dark Corners of the Earth, other than that it was, you know, a Lovecraft game. But I think it was its own type of deal. Couple days off, getting drunk, and I love it, man. I love it, Jim. I'm glad that you're here. Like I said, I'm glad everyone's here. Thank you all for sharing part of your evening with me, and and like sharing your experience with this game too, because I kind of like hearing these kinds of stories from people who played this game back in the day or played it when they were younger. People have nostalgia for a game like this because, you know, your perspective and the way you remember this game is very different, obviously, than how I'm experiencing it. So I kind of like hearing it from people where you can tell the game means a lot to them. Yeah, you get better slow-mo, or better reflexes in slow-mo. Actually, before I go that way, I'm gonna see if there's anything underneath here, but I have a feeling there probably isn't. Documents and posters. Yeah, you know what? I respect that. I respect the fact that it's like, you know what? I gotta drink this game in. There's a lot to appreciate. You know, the game devs did a lot of work to make this game what it is, so it's definitely a game to immerse yourself in. I guess the term for games like this is immersive sim. So I would say that is appropriate to, you know, to when it comes to getting that immersion going. Alright, so I got one lad. Yeah, and yeah, you can tell right there, I killed him normally and he did not bounce around like a ragdoll. I like the bullet traces. I feel like the way that the bullets, the way the bullets fly through the air has like a cool feel to it. Whoa, there he goes. There's like this nice kind of pop that happens too. It's like a kill. It's like a confirmation noise where it's like, oh yeah, you committed murder. Good job. He said fires on burst fire automatically. Is he dead? Yeah, he's dead. He's dead, Jim. And what's going on, Sarima Chakra? Sorry, I'm sorry, it always gives me a second. It's good to see you, friend. Thank you for joining in. I know you were here yesterday with Smash Brothers, which was a lot of fun. And yeah, like I said before, I definitely want to do more of that. Maybe sometime this weekend. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I definitely want to get back to that at some point. Maybe on Saturday or Sunday. And TV shows, yeah, I've seen some like posts online about people named Chet as like a meme, as like a joke. But yeah, I don't actually know anybody that's gone by that name. Presumably they exist somewhere. I heard more noises. Oh, is that a dude? Or are you dead? Oh, he's dead, I think. Yeah, he's dead. Now he's extra dead. Where they were gonna go with a Dark Corners of the Earth sequel. Really? I was gonna say, I didn't even know that a sequel was in the works at all. Because, yeah, I know that the developers and/or publishers didn't last very long after that game came out. Apparently, that game traded hands a bunch. Like, apparently, that game had a very strained development cycle. Because apparently, there was, like, it had a much more ambitious scope initially. Because, again, I mentioned there's some very interesting nuances with how the gunplay works in that game that make it seem like they had more planned for it. And some of the pacing is kind of weird. There's some levels that feel a little bit cobbled together, so it's the kind of thing where you can kind of see signs that the game didn't quite reach the heights that they wanted necessarily. But yeah, if they could have done a sequel to like really realize that vision, that would have been incredible. Also, I don't know if I can actually get up here, so I might have to go around for that one. I like how this guy's just kind of vibing right here. Hey, what's up, JD? Good to see you, bud. The other one was not so good. Ah, it's unfortunate. One of my friends streamed it and she liked it, but I think it's one of those things where I guess it like depends on I guess it depends on like what kind of game it is versus like what you're expecting, because it doesn't look at all similar to Dark Chronos Theater. That one seems more like more layers of fear, more like, you know, less shooty pooty absolutely, and more you just kind of walk around and experience things and solve puzzles. So it looks cool. Whoa. But yeah, it seems like it'd be a very different kind of game. Fear's worth it though, yeah. Maybe skip the second one though. I would like to try it out, but yeah, I understand that, yeah, 2 is not everyone's favorite. Apparently 3 is kind of nice though. We got like the weird zoom in effect going on right now. Oh,
Someone.
he just melts away again. We had this last time where we were following one of our homies and he just disappeared into dust. And then when we followed him, we couldn't see him until we found the other dead guy. Then he kind of like popped back into view. That door's blocked right now. The ragdolls. Yeah, the ragdolls are very silly. I kind of don't mind the cheesiness and like campiness of the ragdoll shenanigans. I kind of like it, honestly. It's like the game I would say takes itself seriously. Like it's dramatic. They know what they're doing. But
Someone there.
I would say when I see the silly ragdolls, it takes the edge off a little bit, which I appreciate. Bethesda and 2K, yeah, they just didn't like. Yeah, it's really unfortunate too, because I would have loved to have seen if they were given free roam to just, you know, do whatever you guys need to do to realize your vision. It'd have been cool to see like what could have happened. Maybe there's an alternate universe out there somewhere where that game got its proper justice. Are we gonna get to meet Alma? I know we've had the visions of this little girl. I'm guessing that's the little girl's name, Alma. It's a thingy. Is that a health increase? It do be that way. Absolutely. There's like a weird... Oh, really? Yeah, the hallucination effect. Yeah, where it's like kind of... You got like the red vision. That would get annoying if it just stayed that way forever. Yeah, it's like you can never escape it. Oh my. Well, we found more... what did we call this earlier? Marinara sauce and strawberry jam. Another food fight broke out, guys. And they replaced them with bloody skeleton... jelly-covered skeletons. They got some on the walls, too. Jeez. All right, well, you guys seem like you guys seem like you're doing all right. I'll just leave you guys to it. Continue having your skeleton naps, whatever skeletons do. I wonder if those were our friends, because we had some dudes we got here with. Like there was like a team of dudes, and then they all got liquefied very quickly. Yeah, we escaped the glitch, thankfully. I have a feeling when we jump down there, shit's gonna get real. Let's find out. Oh. Now that's awesome. Oh, am I gonna die? Oh shit. Oh, I need to move, don't I? Whoa. Whoa, that was cool. I was so mesmerized. I was like, I want to watch this unfold. Then I was like, oh, that fire looks painful. They got like real quick. I like it though. That was cool. So presumably she's the person, she's like the magic person who's liquefying all these bad guys, or also good guys. But she's choosing not to murder us, so I wonder why. We keep having these visions of that doctor person. We get the visions of Patel, or Patel, whatever his name is, Paxton Patel. And he's like speaking directly to us sometimes. So we appear to have some kind of link with some of the characters in this game. And also we have this uncanny slow motion ability, so maybe we're magic as well? So it's like, I wonder where this is all going to go. I guess we'll have to find out. That was cool. Yeah. I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it, Jen. This game is incredible. I'm not surprised that I'm liking it, but I'm very much seeing and understanding why people love this game and why this game kind of blew up back in the day. Back in, I guess, yeah, the mid 2000s. All right, so a spy satellite's back in line. I guess we're the one operative who's left alive right now. Lasagna Smoothie, yo, top tier screen name, honestly. Like triple S tier screen name.
He's alive.
I am alive.
He doesn't appear to be injured.
She's got a hot dog finger. You see that?
I don't know how he survived.
Just one. One on each hand.
Later. I'm reading Fettel's transmitter near that position. We gotta take that fucker out fast. Jet, keep looking for Jankowski. I'm still reading his life signs.
You can't
I'm alive,
send him
just
in
a little
alone.
bit
That's crazy.
charred.
He can take care of himself.
From Magic
Now
Lady,
move.
Magic Girl.
Be careful in there.
Thanks, fam. Yeah, so what was it? So yeah, we're the one combat operative that's still not dead, somehow. Oh, there's Gracie. Oh. Rhinus Arctic redeems asks Gracie a question. If you put lasagna on top of another, do you have Is it two lasagna, or is it like one mega lasagna? What do you think, Gracie? Actually, if you want, Arctic, I can redeem your points since she's right there. So she knows that you're the one asking these ridiculous questions. Oh, man. One of the FPS horror... Oh, yeah, like FPS horror games. Yeah, this one, System Shock 2. You could make the argument that there was some of that in Doom and Quake. Obviously, those games are very much action games. But yeah, System Shock 2, very much when it comes to like sci-fi horror, like cosmic horror. Gut still says too. Just text her anyway, Alex. Yeah, I always tell people that, like, yeah, usually Gracie, when she goes to sleep, she has her phone put on silent or on vibrate. So, you know, if I text her at like 2 a.m. with a ridiculous question, it won't wake her up. Hopefully it won't wake her up. But it's good to see you though, Gracie. That's my girlfriend who's in the chat. It is getting late though. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining in, Harriet. Thank you everyone who joined in from Super Great Friends raid, because that was very generous. Again, thank you to Not Female, my friend Dave, for initiating said raid. And yeah, this game's great. Thank you all for being here. And I'm gonna keep streaming for probably another 2 hours or so, just because there's a lot about this game to unpack. Remaining operative is still missing. Okay. Oh, maybe we're the remaining operative. Oh, that they're saying that they're the same person. The one remaining operative missing, right? So they found us. His tracking signal is back online, though. All right, well, let's see what we can find.
You're lucky to be alive.
White Day. I've never heard of White Day, actually.
You better get going.
I better get going. I do. Well, you see, lady, I got exploded out of this burning room. I guess nobody else is that bothered by, you know, this all happening. We didn't lose any health or any armor from that somehow. But maybe we should have. That's how I feel, JD. I'm really digging it. This game is every bit of as exciting as I thought it would be. But yeah, System Shock. Like, I'm thinking about other. Oh, what was that? Other similar, like, maybe not similar, but other like sci-fi horror FPS games. I want to stream System Shock as well as BioShock. I'm thinking what I might do is I might start with System Shock 1, the Enhanced Edition. That's on Steam. I know they're working on a remake of System Shock 1, but I think I read that like development for that is going kind of slow, so I'll probably want to stick with the Enhanced Edition to start, and then maybe come back for the remake. Of course, there's System Shock 2. They're working on 3 too, 3 as well. So it's like, after years of radio silence, it's kind of nice that there's System Shock stuff back on the map. There's already bullet holes here, so there was already shenanigans going down. More strawberry jam, strawberry jelly.
Looks that way. I'm a little short on details. I guess this ain't a covert op anymore.
Yeah, this never really was that sneaky, was it? We kind of like started exploding shit very quickly. Set in a Korean school. Interesting. Song of Horror and Devotion. That sounds very familiar, Jim. I'll confess. I don't know what that is, but it's like a subtitle, right? It's like a subtitle for something. And I can't place it off the top of my head. I wish I could pick up these hammers. They look so shiny. I can smack them around them. Still holds up pretty well. Yeah, I'm really excited to get to System Shock 2. I know 1 is good. I've played a little bit of it years ago, just fucking around with it, but I've heard 2, of course, like defined a genre of FPS games. Obviously influenced games like Half-Life, which I love. And obviously BioShock and other games took influence from the System Shock series, so I know I would like it. Just kind of a matter of like getting around to it. I've mentioned earlier that after I'm done with this game, which will not be for a while, obviously, once I'm done with F.E.A.R, the next game I would stream would probably be Rock of Ages, because we began it, but never finished it during the Extra Life Marathon back in November. And then after that, I'm thinking maybe some Diablo 2, just because there's Project Diablo, or I guess it's, the full title is Project Diablo 2. It's a fan mod that adds a lot of cool stuff into the game that I've never tried out before, so kind of got like a laundry list of things that I want to stream relatively soon. But there's more RimWorld I want to do. There's obviously lots of FPS games I want to get to. There's Oblivion, which is always hanging over my head. There's more Morrowind. I've got the Morrowind randomizer mods that I made that I need to go back and update. So it's like I've got a long list of things that I want to do, and only so many hours in the day to dedicate to streaming. But it's something that I enjoy very much so. Also, I knew there was a thing. Very nice. So gives us more bullet time shenanigans. Oh, that one. Oh, I got you. Shock 1 is good, yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's more of an RPG than it's an FPS. I mean, I guess the Enhanced Edition gives mouse control, so it's a little bit nicer, but yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that being a thing. Not really like your standard FPS. Also, I fell a little bit behind in chat. Let me scroll up a little bit. But yeah, I think I would agree. Right, there's the holiday. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, JD. I was thinking about the holiday in Japan, because you were telling me about that previously. Song of Horror, yeah, okay, so Song of Horror is a different game, okay. Interesting, yeah, Devotion Ring was the one I was thinking of then. I guess there's nothing else down here. I'm glad we got the resource, what is it, the reflex increase. More of a dungeon crawler, right, yeah, it's closer to Daggerfall than it is to Half-Life, yeah. Well, with how it plays. Also, is it not wise for me to jump down? I guess I can go back this way. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. Now we can cross that way. Very nice. Now I kind of want to look around, though. Right. The yeah, the Chinese. Yeah, that whole situation. Oblivion is, yeah, it's a little bit embarrassing to admit, but I've never actually played any Elder Scrolls game other than Morrowind. Morrowind's the only one I've played, and I've played a lot of it on stream. I mentioned that I made some mods for Morrowind. In addition to some mods that already exist, I made some of my own mods to kind of cobble together a Morrowind randomizer thing that I streamed for a long time, and I want to get back to it at some point, but there's more changes that I want to implement first, so there's kind of like this checklist of things I need to get to. But yeah, Morrowind of course is one of my favorites, and I've never played Skyrim, I've never played Oblivion. I'm horrible, but I want to get to them eventually. So there's many games that are on my list. Not hop on this, but that's okay. It might take, oh right, yeah, if it takes place in Korea, that would explain it. There we go. I was like, ladders in first-person shooter games, man, that's always such a well, not always a nightmare, but it's frequently a nightmare. The dedicated use button is probably the way to do it. A dedicated, like, ladder interaction activation for an FPS, because, like, looking down and climbing down a ladder, oh, it'd be miserable sometimes. It won't be so bad because, oh. Oh. Actually, Arctic, I know you were saying that you have, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you have a trip for Japan planned. A Japan trip? Japlanned trip. In fact, JD, who is in the chat, his screen name is not in your stream, he lived in Japan for about a year, and I saw on Facebook, JD, you posted saying like, hey man, if anybody I know is going to Japan, hit me up if you need advice or like things to check out that I would recommend. And then like the day after they announced a state of emergency with you know, with COVID and whatnot. There's something over there. It's a shiny. But yeah, I remember you telling me that, yeah, you've got a trip planned, which is very exciting. About a year in the future, that is. Song of Horror is super good though. Ooh, Eternal Darkness. Yeah. And I love Eternal Darkness. I would say that's probably my favorite horror game. My most popular YouTube video was an Eternal Darkness Sanity Effects summary video that I made like, oh god, almost exactly 10 years ago actually. And it took like 40 hours to make. It was a very long video to cobble together, but it was a lot of fun. And Eternal Darkness is a game that I have great nostalgia for. It means a lot to me and for me personally. Also, it's like they're bubbling, I think. Well, there's like steaming. So yeah, I guess they're getting like melted by fire, I guess. It's dripping down, so more strawberry jam. Some fun glitches. Yeah, another game where the glitches and jank is to be embraced. Ladders are kind of broken though. I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised. There's gonna be some shenanigans. I embrace them. It's a problem. Oh god. That's a problem in Oblivion. I can think of a few dialogue lines from some NPCs in Morrowind that get a little bit weird. Can never play Eternal Darkness. Yeah, because the only way to play it is on a GameCube, or I guess on an emulator for that matter. But yeah, it's a little bit tricky, I suppose. Oh, sorry, dude. I mean, he's dead. I'll give him a soda. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I smacked it all the way over that way. It is being rated. That's correct. Skywind. Yeah, Skywind. There's Morrowind Extended, I think, or is it Morrowind? There's another separate project where they're trying to include all of, I guess Tamriel, I suppose. Like they're trying not just the island of Morrowind, but like the rest of the continent that was intended. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that they're meaning to do with that game. Lots of cool fan projects, which is great. And of course, there's a huge modding scene for the game. And I mentioned that I've contributed to a couple mods, so there's a lot to that game, despite it being so old. There's a Skywind Discord, yeah. Had some sweet deals. Oh man, yeah. I think that was how Arctic got in on it, actually, yeah. Thought this game was Half-Life. Yeah, it's like there are some very, I would say, obvious Half-Life. Inspirations, I would say. Half-Life inspirations. Oh, grenades. And probably like System Shock and a few others. But yeah, I would say Half-Life is a very reasonable thing to compare this game to, for sure. So much dust. It's weird how, like, when you kill somebody with bullet time, there's like these giant puffs of presumably dust that pop out. So I'm relinquishing the high ground. I don't know if that's a good idea here. But I see some more toys. I've yet to even throw a grenade. What the hell's wrong with me? In fact, I think I'm maxed out on grenades. Well, I need to play with grenades then. 400. Oh, then 250. Oh man, what a sweet deal. What mods? So you know, that's a good point. I don't think I have commands for them. So one of them is very, very simple. It's just like a way that lets you start as a vampire if you wanted to. So it gives you a dialogue at the very beginning that asks if you want to be a vampire, yes or no. Well, it was either yes or no, and then if it's yes, you choose which clan, which vampire clan you want to join. Because with the Morrowind randomizer stuff that I was streaming, I would basically roll a new character every time, just a random character, and there was a vampire yes/no flag that I had on my end, so I wanted a nifty way to have that built into the game. So that was one of them. One of the other ones was that it randomizes where Wraithguard, Sunder, and Keening are. Note that this is very lore unfriendly, by the way, but it randomly places Keening, Sunder, and Wraithguard somewhere within Red Mountain, somewhere within inside the Ghost Fence specifically. And then lastly, the one I like the most, one that adds a bunch of spell books into the game, where you're able to pick up a spell book, read it, and learn the spell automatically. Because right now in Morrowind vanilla, at least, you can only buy new spells, start with them sometimes, or be constructed with a spellmaker merchant. So the spell book mod allows you to learn spells by like finding them in the wild, and it basically adds them into the loot pools so you can find them just organically. Now one of the things I want to do is I want to tweak them a little bit more, because there's no real scale for what spells you can find early on, which ones you can't. I didn't include shrine spells because shrine spells are crazy overpowered. Shrine spells are like you cast a spell for like 10 mana and get an effect that lasts for like 300 in-game minutes, and it gives you like a perk, or what am I saying, like a attribute bonus that's like, you know, plus 30 to speed or something completely absurd. So I didn't include those, but I want to go through and maybe apply a bit more scrutiny, because I don't want to like make it game breaking necessarily. We'll go through there in a second. I want to see what's over this way. So yeah, there's more I want to do. There were some ideas that were suggested to me on things I could do to make the spellbooks a little bit more immersive in that sense. Looks like this is a... Yeah, I cannot go this way. Can I shoot the lock from here? No. So yeah, there's stuff I want to do with it, but we'll see. Like an open MW. Yeah, open MW I think is what I'm thinking of, Dave. Yeah. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, I'd like to try it out too. Grenades explode on contact. Oh, good to know. Okay, that's good to know, yeah. I don't know if I'm being overly cautious by leaning everywhere, but I have a feeling if I just roll in somewhere and get bodied... Whoops, wrong button. Then that was my own damn fault. There we go. Excuse me. Graphics kind of have like a GoldenEye remake vibe, and it's, you know, I was thinking GoldenEye earlier. Of course, we were streaming GoldenEye just yesterday. Finished up the GoldenEye randomizer playthrough, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, there have been a couple times where in my brain I would think like, oh yeah, this reminds me of Silo, or this reminds me of Control. So yeah, I'm not, you're not the only one, JD, where your brain goes to GoldenEye. The remake is an interesting thing to bring up though, just because it's not everyone's favorite, obviously. Also, I wonder if I can get up there somehow. I don't think I can climb. Well, you know, maybe... There's no ladders. I have a feeling this probably won't work. Whoop. This guy is the... Yeah, this is the part where... Yeah, I don't think you can do that. Probably wasn't happening. Also, Mr. Black Magic's, good to see you, buddy. And thank you for the host as well, my friend. How'd your stream go, Mr. Magic's? This is my first time playing this, and I'm really digging it. It's pretty sweet. And it is nice and spooky. AI is pretty clever. Yeah, I've had a couple of moments already where I've had to like rework my strats. I can't just employ the usual strats of just like standing still and shooting guns to get good. I have to be aware of my surroundings and where they're positioned. Despicable. Yeah, it's very lore unfriendly. I always make the clarification that... There we go. That yeah, some might not be a huge fan. There we go. Now I have a way out, or a way back at least. Some would not be a huge fan of how I've done some of the mods that I've made, but for anybody like myself who wants some kind of like randomized element to the game, I like to think it's cool. I'm a little bit biased though, but I like to think it's serviceable. More lads. Whoops. Grenades! Slow motion grenade. Okay, well, I missed. I got one. Oh, it's electricity. That's what the like little wispies are. Did I get everybody? 2 grenades might have been overkill, but it looked really cool, and that's what matters. Yeah, they'll try to flank you. Yeah, there have been a few times where I've had to like play it really cautious just because these guys are smarter than the average bear, at least smarter than the average FPS AI person circa 2005. Yeah, 2005. Guess I'm full on pistol ammo. Maybe I should be using my pistols a little bit more often, because pistols are really good in this game, surprisingly. Stapler. It's not a red stapler. But if yeah, exactly, how do I apply directly to the forehead, though? That is the question. They never made any functionality claims. Yeah, just apply to the forehead, and the rest will you'll just figure it out. It'll all just fall into place. Like, what happens after I apply to the forehead? It's like, that's not our problem, man.
Flashlight.
Oh, it says they see the flashlights, too. Whoa, okay, now he's extra dead. I think he was already dead. Oh, sick moves, by the way. See that landing? He sticks the landing. Getting pretty full on SMG ammo, too. Yeah, we'll use the pistols for a bit. Pistols are pretty nice. Yeah, but what does head-on do? Well, you apply it. You apply it to the forehead. That's what it does. The expansions, I definitely want to. I don't know if I'll do it directly after this, but depending on how long this game is and, you know, how I'm feeling by the end of it, then I would say it's definitely something I'm considering. I understand this is not a super, super long game, so I would say that chances are probably pretty good. The gaming magazines, yeah, exactly. It's still something people talk about nowadays. I've mentioned before that the inspiration behind me streaming this is that I follow a number of game developers on Twitter and social media. For anybody who's ever heard of New Blood or Dave Oshry or Dusk, the game, well, New Blood was the publisher. Dave Oshry is one of the lead, like one of the I guess he's the CEO of New Blood. Or games like Dusk or A Medieval or Maximum Action. These kind of retro revival shooters that, or Gloomwood for that matter, retro revival shooters and retro revival games that are, I guess you would use the term boomer shooters, that are, that have been very popular and have been well received by a lot of people. Ultra Kill's been popping off lately on Steam, like just lots of really cool games. And I follow the developers, I can't remember their names. I know David Skaminsky, I think, and Dylan something. I can't remember their names, their last names necessarily, but they frequently will post about they'll frequently post about games like this. There we go. I was waiting for it. Ooh, that was a big like red mist. It just liquefied one of them. Yeah, they post frequently about games like this. They post a lot about Doom 3, and like they'll kind of analyze it from like a level design and game design perspective. F.E.A.R is one they talk about a lot. Thief 1 and 2, but 1 especially is something they frequently talk about. It's like, and I see their posts and I kind of read through the discourse, and I love that kind of stuff. I'm not a game developer myself, but I'm a software developer, and I like video games, so I like kind of hearing those kinds of, not exactly behind the scenes, but just discourse from people who really know the stuff really well. And, you know, I see the posts, I see the conversations, and it's like, man, now I want to play these games. So it's kind of how it goes when it comes to how these things feed into inspiration. Still just these 3 guns, but the 3 guns I have are really good, though. That was a very satisfying explosion, by the way. I was very much enjoyed. Because I couldn't see where I threw the grenade, so I wasn't exactly sure where it was going to end up, but I'm happy with how it ended. That was very good. A Volca instead of attacking. Exactly, yeah, that one guy was like, flashlight. I was like, oh shit. They're smart lads. Gaming magazines. No, I'm with you there, Jim. I've been told that I'm older than I look. I'm 32 years old. And yeah, I have fond memories of GamePro, Nintendo Power. I guess those are the 2 big ones, honestly. There were a few other ones, like there was a PC gaming one I was never subscribed to, but I bought a few issues back in the day. So, yeah, I remember those days all too well, my friend. They'll adapt mid-battle. That's fancy, man. Loop Hero, excellent. Yeah, I remember I was lurking in one of your Loop Hero streams a day or 2 ago. Loop Hero is such a cool game. It's a little bit hard to know what's going on necessarily. It's just a lot going on in the game, but it's such a cool game though. Full on armor, by the way. Hell yeah. Get some... Oh, Alienware? Oh, man. Speaking of throwbacks, holy shit. Yeah, that's how I feel, Dave. Whenever I hear the term boomer shooter, it's like, come on, man. I ain't that old. And... Whoa, and Black Magic with the sub. What's up, man? Thank you very much, my friend. Half a year. What the heck? Thank you. Thank you for resubbing, my friend. That's very generous. You can shoot them and slow-mo the grenades, that is? That's cool. Like, grenades that bad guys throw? That'd be neat. I was like, check out the, like, fancy gamer mouse this guy's got. So fancy. I'm gonna check this computer, but I want to explore around a little bit more. Also, I bet these would explode if I had to guess. Same engine as Duke Nukem. Released last year? Really? I'd be curious to know what that's called. Because, yeah, there's a number of kind of old-timey shooters that I'm interested in playing as well. Like, you know, retro revival shooters that are made in newer development environments. But also, yeah, just straight-up build engine games. Or Doom engine games, or Quake engine games. Like, that kind of stuff is also really neat.
Data's uploading now. Interesting. I found a wastewater analysis summary addressed to an ArmorCam review committee. According to the abstract, there's some major contamination coming from upstream. I can't imagine why ArmorCam would be interested unless they're responsible.
Okay. Looks like it's locked further, so can't do much else with that. But thank you again to Black Magics for resubbing. That's very kind of you, man. I always feel, I've mentioned before, I always feel a little bit like guilty whenever somebody who knows me in real life subscribes or resubs, because it's like, oh man, I hope you know that's you know, not at all an expectation. I'm just glad that you're here. What do we got? We got there's Longo again. There's that face. Oh, and there's Longshoreman. Then we get Atomic Magazine. An event horizon was found. They mean an actual event horizon or the movie? There we go. Oh, some nice Havoc engine jank. Always good. Alienware. It is still yeah, it's correct. Yeah, they're not gone. Also, I think if you shoot fire extinguishers, they explode in this game. So yeah, they're not gone forever, but their presence as like a significant, like a really significant force in like the gaming ecosystem for like gaming computers and whatnot, I would say it's probably lessened over the years. There was a time where Alienware was like the brand to go for. I mean, even people who recognized that it was kind of overpriced and maybe, you know, not necessarily worth it, it was still like, yo, you got an Alienware? Holy shit. You're a real gamer if you got an Alienware. But nowadays it's like, that's alright. They're good, but just some would point out that, yeah, it's not necessarily always worth it. Oh, Ion Fury, yeah, that's one of them where it's like kind of a retro revival, but also built with an older engine. Uh-oh. I think I threw the grenade at my own feet like a fool. You can tell I'm trying to play with grenades a lot. Only lost all of my health, it's fine. There's armor to pick up. There's more health. I have literally 2 HP. I'm out of slow-mo, so I gotta be a little bit careful about this. Oh, there it is. That's fine. Having a grenade that fell at my feet was probably not the bestest strat I could have done. Thankfully, it autosaves pretty frequently, which is good. Have this little sequence once more. Yeah, Ion Fear looks really cool. I remember when they first announced it, it was Ion Maiden, which was an awesome name, and I love Iron Maiden, so when I saw the name, I was like, that's incredible. But Iron Maiden, I think, I don't know if they sent a cease and desist or what, but I think they were like, yo, you gotta change that name, man. That's getting a little bit too close to our IP, so yeah. Kind of unfortunate, but it's like, I would have liked it more with the original name. And they didn't want to. Oh yeah, no, and obviously, it's something that a lot of us are guilty of. You know, I guess the term imposter syndrome comes to mind. So we're all big boys and girls. We're all grown ups. We are all masters of our own destiny. So it's just something that we're all guilty of doing from time to time. Of like, feeling that that kind of undeserving sense. But again, Black Magic, that is very generous of you, my friend. I'm looking forward to having the group of us get together for our, every so often lunches, just because those are always nice. Getting the crew together at Fuzzy's. Alright, so this time I'm gonna not throw grenades at myself. Oh! Okay, it's just like Arctic said, he just pops like a flesh balloon. Like a bloody blood balloon. Oh! That was ready for me. Clink, 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 clink. The little bojangly noises. This guy's... Oh, I thought... Yeah, there's a bad guy. There's a bad guy. still out of slow-mo. It's so cool. Oh, he's not dead. Okay, now he's dead. I celebrated prematurely. So did lose some health there, but not as bad as like eating a grenade that I threw. So could have done worse. Alien, yeah, and Voodoo, that's right. Yeah, oh, that's right. Yeah, they're owned by Dell now. Because for all it was Dell XPS, right? But I guess now, yeah, I guess now it's just Alienware for their like top of the line stuff. They were the top. They really were, and just the brand recognition was like unparalleled. Pistols are. I do really like the pistols. I mean, I feel like I should be using the rifle a lot too. Pistols are pretty dope. So I still have a lot of ammo to use for the pistols. I should use my medkits. Oh, not that. H. Oh, that's holster. What's my medkit button? Y? No. Crap, let me check. I can't remember what the medkit button is. Because I changed a lot of the defaults. Inventory. Z. Z, senor. There we go. Perfect. The game's autosaves were nice too. Yeah, yeah. The timing of the autosaves is very convenient. I would just actually say the real words. Yeah, I would just start laughing if it were me. I wouldn't be able to hold a straight face, honestly. Say memeless site. Yeah. I mean, it's not terribly surprising. That's where the money is right now, honestly. Just like repost stolen content from like other meme pages. That's like, you know, how to get rich quick on the internet. That's like pretty much the way to do it. And like sell it to advertisers. You know, so lots of advertising space to advertisers. That's how to do it. Unfortunately, how the mighty have fallen. You the man now, dog? Oh man, a lot of us remember You the Man Now, dog. Now I remember there was a point in time where they it sounded like they were gonna get shut down, but I think they got brought back, didn't they? YTMND. Oh, that was the ladder at first. Pre-famulated, that's the word. They would kind of steal stuff anyway. It doesn't surprise me. I mean, there probably was some content in some videos that they might have, you know, lifted from other sources without asking. It wouldn't shock me. And punch the keys, for God's sakes, yes. I never really saw PTGS or PT, what was it? PTK FGS. But yeah, YTMND, a lot of us had our favorites. As proper internet intellectuals. Smack. They probably can hear me, so I do need to be careful. Well, yeah, and flashlights also. And this seems like a great place for electricity to happen. So I feel like I need to be careful here. They did something. Yeah, they must have. They must have done something. Swimming controls. Wow. Like, legit swimming controls in an FPS. What a concept. Oh. There she was again. I guess getting there is our next goal. Can I jump from here? I probably can't, actually. Hey, baby, you want to come back to my place and pre-famulate each other? Oh, my. Oh, my. Lubricate the delta coil. Yeah, yeah. It's very, very important. That's how it was, yeah. And I mean, I guess if nothing else, that hasn't really changed. I guess now people call it out more often, but yeah. Doesn't terribly surprise me, honestly. I'm curious what this one is from Priority Always. I'm just curious to see what it is. If it's really quick, we can watch it. Give me one sec. Once I find my thingy. Give me a second to find my thingy. Alright, I found my thingy.
Have you ever heard the story of the face that launched
Oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah. So, You the Man Now Dog versus E-Bombs.
No, I'm talking about...
Interesting. Yeah, thank you for recommending this to me, Priority. I'll watch this off stream because I am curious about kind of a deep dive on the subject. This is, you know, only 3 years ago, so it's pretty recent. That'll be cool. Thank you for sharing. I keep turning off the wrong source. There we go. If you can find some old YTMNDs, because like I feel like it died and then got brought back from the dead or something. Because I remember it was a big deal that YTMND was going, well, relatively a big deal when YTMND was going down, but now I feel like they're back to, in some way at least. Oh, the GPU streaming PC. Oh shit, that's not good. Because NVENC is not working. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's never a good time for that to happen, but yeah, the market obviously for GPUs right now is ridiculous. So, yeah, it's especially shitty right now. Sorry to hear that, Black Magic. That is awful to hear. I do hope that if you need a replacement, that you can find one relatively without too much trouble. I guess if it's a streaming PC, I guess that means you probably don't need a crazy GPU, but still, you need something. That is a bummer. Gloisterize your spoiler tube. I feel like this is that one South Park episode with the aliens, and they like, well, that narrows it down, right? The space aliens where they're like alien executives, and they're like, yeah, let's go party, and they're like snorting alien drugs, and they end up doing things to each other, but it just doesn't make sense to us. So it's like, oh yeah, gargle my sporgulars, and it's very weird. Remember that one South Park episode where weird shit happens? That narrows it down. Oh. So we're having another vision. Not here. We saw a vision of her earlier. Milky. Can't open it. Couldn't jump through the window though. Yeah, I figured probably not. Maybe if you were like really fancy, did like a grenade jump, but that'd be the only thing I can think of, honestly. Been doing the CPU one. Oh, I got you. Yeah, because that's what I use by default. Is I just use the CPU encoder. That's the one. That's the one, Devil. Yep. Reseal the solders. Oh my god. What's the worst that could happen, right? All right. Here we go. Hold my beer. Woo! Oh. Oh, this is not normal. Although this is giving me some major Dark Hollows of Cthulhu, or Dark Corners of the Earth vibes. This sequence right here. Holy shit, this is incredible. Whoa. I kind of messed it up. I was looking away and the skeleton thing happened. The end of F.E.A.R 2 is messed up? Really? He took pictures in that episode, Jin? That's perfect. There's a bad ending for F.E.A.R 3. Interesting. Ah, okay. F.E.A.R 2 is alright, though. Hey, what's up, 4chan Forever? Thanks for joining in. Yeah, this is my first time playing any of the games, and I'm really digging it so far. I've heard mixed things about 2 and 3, but it seems like 1 is universally beloved by most people. I've thrown enemy forces into disarray. You're goddamn right we have. So, Amacam. Or Armacam. Corporate headquarters. The body in Auburn has... Yeah, Charles Habegger. Correct. Yeah, that just like what's-his-face told us. Still trying to find Paxton Fettel. Or Fettel. But also find what the enemies are trying to do.
Yes, any word on Jankowski?
No, but I found some human remains. Impossible to ID without lab work.
They can't be him. His life signs are a little unusual, but he's definitely alive. He's got to be around there somewhere.
I'll keep looking.
So alive. F.E.A.R 2 was not fun. Well, was there some... I know you said that the ending is really messed up. Is there... Well, I guess I'll find out for myself. One way or another when I eventually play it and stream it. I didn't have to do that, but I did it. Yeah, the stories... Yeah, I'm excited to try to, like, experience it myself for sure. I do appreciate everyone's consideration for avoiding spoilers, because that, you know, it probably goes without saying that, like, yeah, spoilers I would rather avoid. I don't really have, like, a guaranteed rule about, like, backseating and that kind of thing. Usually what I say is that I prefer to not have too much backseating. However, if you can tell I'm like struggling with something, and if you're like, here's the thing that would make the experience better for the streamer and for the audience, then feel free to tell me. I would say I usually use people's best judgment and best jurisdiction when it, or not jurisdiction, just their best what am I trying to say? Just their best judgment on, like, you know, what they think would make for a good streaming experience for me as the streamer and for other viewers, for others watching on. Because yeah, if it's like, oh, you know, Alex, you're not really using this one strat, and that would make the game a lot cooler and a lot better. Because, you know, my goal is to hopefully be entertaining, you know, hopefully to provide an experience that people enjoy watching. And if there's something I'm doing where it's like kind of taking away from the game, then, you know, I would welcome people letting me know. I would say, like, I wouldn't consider that, like, you know, bad backseating. I would say it's like, you know, just helpful assistance, honestly. Has some interesting, oh, okay, interesting, yeah, for the ending, that is. Yeah, smacking the detergent, exactly. Just maybe a yeah, content warning, I gotcha. Yeah. Oh yeah, I appreciate that, Fortune, yeah. Because right now, there's not a whole lot that we know. We know that we're trying to find Paxton Patel. And that there's this spooky girl named, presumably Alma, I guess, that has special powers or something. I mean, I don't know if she is a real person at this point. I don't know if she's a figment of our imagination. We keep having these visions of her, but also visions of other people. We have visions of Paxton himself and of a scientist man. Whoa. So we keep having these happen, and I don't know why, and we're not expected to know why yet, but soon, hopefully. Also, Mr. Amnesia, good to see you, bud. Just really messed up, though. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, really, Jim? Interesting. Okay, yeah. Well, I guess we'll cross the bridge when we get there. I mean, I rarely have to worry about my chat. I mean, most people that come to the streams are usually pretty chill, so I don't think I have to worry too much, but I do appreciate the heads up that, yeah, it could get a little bit spicy. As I wouldn't want things to get, obviously, to get offensive, you know. I try what I can to be, oh, nice water spikes here. I try to take that kind of stuff seriously, and I don't want things to veer into, you know, unsavory territory, obviously. The mod, but yeah, I know, we rarely have to use them, Dave, it's true, yeah. Exactly, most people can be trusted, and we have some new people here, which I'm grateful for, but everyone in the chat has been super chill, so I mean, I'm not worried in the slightest. Okay, here's the checkpoint. Now, I don't want to go there yet, I want to explore this way first. I like to go the wrong way first, as we say. It's like he's got that hammer, he's got the sword. Is this how we got, oh wait, no, that was a different area, the first part of the game. What was that? What was it? Stay out of sight? More giant dust clouds. See movement. Put it up. He was smart to hide behind that pillar. Do a grenade. Whoa. Guess they can't see me from here, which is kind of surprising. Like this ambient, I wouldn't exactly call it, well, maybe music, this ambient soundtrack we're hearing right now. Wasn't there a second guy? I thought I saw a second dude. Interesting. Alright, so I fell behind the chat again here. Let me get caught up. Things get weird, but I like it though. Hey, what's up, Rule Drip? Good to see you, bud. Hammerhead and Penetrator. Ooh, sounds like those are things I'll be looking forward to playing with then. And Five Finger, good to see you, friend. I barely know anything. Yeah, same, honestly. Same here. Wrong way exploring. Yeah, I like to go the wrong way first. That way I get to like the red first search strat. That way I can like see as much of the game as possible. Because this is a game I definitely want to drink in and really savor. Yeah, Dave, we kept having that. That happened like 3 times. It's so weird. For some reason, it kept getting flagged for some dumb reason. The only difference between the abomination of a site from 2005 is that now it steals from Reddit, Twitter, and 9gag and YouTube instead of something. Yeah, okay, yeah. Because, yeah, I was thinking of Albino Black Sheep as well and Newgrounds. Yeah. Really cool bullet time shooters. Yeah, 100% agreed, 4chan. I'm really enjoying it. And I'm impressed by it, too. It's like it's a very smart game, for sure. Yeah, the mods can say it just fine, Dave. Exactly, yeah. Pistols are so good, man. Albino Black Sheep, yeah. There are some videos that I remember watching on Albino Black Sheep. I don't know if they were, you know, their own content, but I remember seeing them on there. There's a good shotgun in this game. I'm excited to see the shotgun as well. Probably need to use more grenades.
You have
One new message.
Hey man, I heard something crazy is happening over there. You alright? Let me know. We're still on for Friday, right? Call me back, bro. I hope you're
Call me back, bro.
End of message.
You got it, bro. End of messages. The weirdness got. Oh yeah, the weirdness is to be expected. If not just what was it? Z. Yeah, there we go. If not anticipated. So we got a checkpoint in that other room. I don't know if the way I'm going right now is the wrong way. It doesn't feel like it is. I think I am gonna go back actually. Because this feels like this is opening up a lot of paths. So let's go to that checkpoint area, Foist. Just to see what could be going down in that little area. Yeah, more spooky music, more spooky ambient tones. If I play F.E.A.R 2, maybe have the screen off. For the end, that is. Because, I mean, yeah, if it's really that bad, I mean... If it's a kind of, I mean, if it's, I figure if it's really, really awful bad, it would be forbidden on Twitch. So I think I'm not worried about it. Like, I don't think I would get punished for anything necessarily. But, you know, still, I trust Black Magic. You wouldn't give a warning like that willy-nilly. I understand that you probably have a very good reason for it. Eric Bauman, that would make sense. That would make sense, Off-Road Devil, yeah. Shotgun's a good weapon, yeah. Isn't there like a cool like rocket launcher thing in this game too? I've heard the shotgun's cool, but I know there's other cool guns in this game, for that matter. Check your pants at the door. You're goddamn right you do. We have a pants holster area. Oh, this is the weird. Oh, okay. So it just loops back around. And I was all worried I was gonna miss something. There's multiple ways to get to the same area then. Wow, they really expect to get me tore up in this area. Twitch does have forbidden games. Honey Pop and a lot of the like sexy games are forbidden. Basically any like nudity is allowed on Twitch, but only if it's not like sexy nudity, if that doesn't sound strange. Basically like if nudity is meant to be sexy or like meant to cause arousal, then it's banned on Twitch. But if it's like, you know, like, well, I guess there's games like Diablo 2 and 3 and 1 for that matter where there's the succubi, and succubi are meant to be sexy, but it's not really the focus of their sexiness. They're just there as like an enemy to fight. But like Honey Pop, for instance, you know, we all know what that's all about. So and there's some like very, very violent games like Hatred that's just, you know, it's like about I don't even want to talk about it. It's just not a very savory game, you know. There's really not a lot of redeeming factors about it. So yeah, there's some games that, yeah, that are strictly forbidden on Twitch. I want to say that Sausage Party, or wait, no, Sausage Party was the movie. There was a Genital Jousting. That's it. Genital Jousting is also forbidden on Twitch, I think. There was a Twitch partner who told one of my friends that it was not. Actually, no, she was a Twitch employee at one point who said that the game wasn't banned, but it absolutely is banned, or at least it is now. Can I knock him over? I'm trying to give you a proper burial or proper rest, man. This is not a very dignified way to die, but it's ass in the air like you just don't care, apparently. It's not too bad. Okay. But just be aware that, yeah, it might be a little bit spicy. But don't repeat the names. Yeah, Dave's got there's a link that summarizes the, you know, the forbidden, the forbidden spicy games. Which games are, yeah, exactly. Second Life, yeah, Second Life is one just because, yeah, there's so much unmoderated content in the game. Because modded content is where it gets spicy. Like, I think the general consensus is that if there's nudity in a game and it's not banned on Twitch, it's fine. But if it's nudity that got added in from a mod, then that could be a problem. Oh, he's not dead yet. Will you fall over, please? There he goes. Okay, damn. Gotta say S. Now they'll probably be closing in on my. Oh, and there's a path up this way too. There's at least one more, I'm pretty sure. Do I maintain the high ground to ensure that it is not over, Anakin? One-y and a two-y and a you know what to do-y. There it is. Whoa, not done yet. Is he dead? There's a corpse there, but I don't know if that was me killing him or if that was a different corpse. Whoop. Maybe he was just saying he likes the movie Contact. It's a good movie. There we go. I think that was the last one. I think. Whoops. Sorry. Let's get back in the chat here, as I fell behind. It couldn't be the yeah. Basically, like meant to cause arousal can't be the focus. Exactly. It's definitely not. Yeah, it's not a porn game. I think it's just because it's not particularly moderated. Yeah, there's just like, see, like, I don't mind games that are violent. This is a very violent game, but like, there's some explanation behind it, I suppose. In conventional banana, think of that follow. There's like a reason for it, right? Whereas hatred, it's like you're just being a menace to like innocent people. Like there's no redeeming factor about hatred, and it's apparently not even a very good game. I've never played it, and I have no desire to. But apparently, it's just a kind of a not good game, honestly. Journey, that's a cool game. Journey's incredible. Journey's really freaking good. The gameplay loops are pretty good. Oh, really? I could see that. Yeah, I guess Postal is also kind of like a little bit tricky, but I don't think it's forbidden though. Yeah, not all psych. That's correct, Amnesia. Yeah, not all of them. Not all of them. Yeah, yeah, no porn games. Yeah, that's the big one for sure. Yeah, very untasteful. Exactly. Second Life is what. Yeah, exactly. Like it's like Arctic said. I'm not surprised, but it's a little odd. There is some gray area though for sure. Cause yeah, they wouldn't list every porn game ever made just cause there's probably thousands by this point, honestly. Some movie recommendations. Yeah, it's good. It's always good. Yeah, he's just like, yo, go watch Contact. It's a good movie. It's a scary, lawless land. You're not wrong. Yeah, you know what, JD? I was thinking about VR chat too, because I know there's some stuff on VR chat. Yeah, no boner games. Yeah. Anti-boner agenda. What's that about, man? It's lame sauce. Like I remember when I was telling Grace about, because my girlfriend, she had never seen any of the Lord of the Rings movies until I came around. And of course, my screen name is Super Hobbit. I am obligated to introduce her to the wild world of Lord of the Rings. So we watched Fellowship of the Ring, and I remember warning her ahead of time because she likes what's it called? Game of Thrones. So I was like, all right, if you like Game of Thrones, it's like Lord of the Rings is like it's like Game of Thrones with some similar world building, I think, and some similar settings, but far fewer boobs. And she was like, oh, lame. She didn't say it that way, but she was like, what? Less boobs? Get out of there, man. That's some bullshit. I was like, I know. It came out at a different time. you can't, no sexy boners, no violent boners. Story boners are fine though, apparently. At least one horny on main session. Yeah, there's the whole game is horny on main, but it's to be expected because there's just, you know, so little, there's just so few guardrails, you know, for a game like that. It's just all out there, man. It's just hanging out in front of everyone, bouncing around, jiggling around everywhere. It's just not a good game though, yeah. It's like, just the whole premise of the game just seemed very like, just doesn't feel very good, you know? It just doesn't feel very pleasant. Because, you know, you think about people that are like politicians who are like, oh, games just encourage violence. And it's like, again, this is a violent game, but like there's a story. There's like, you know, we're fighting other bad guys. So, you know, in Doom, you're fighting demons. Like, you can find an excuse for it. But then a game like Hatred comes around and it's just kind of like, just kind of feels gross, you know? It's a game about just killing innocent people. And it just feels not good. So like, I don't really want to encourage that, you know? I don't want to buy the game and like, yeah, even to like, just out of a sick morbid curiosity, I don't want to like encourage that kind of thing more, you know? It just feels unpleasant. A new Dagoth mod, only if he's got the biggest dungus of them all, though. At the end of F.E.A.R 2, yeah. Yeah, I would say like when the time comes, Black Magic's, yeah, I might hit you up to ask like, yeah, what I should be prepared for, because yeah, I wouldn't want to like make people uncomfortable. I wouldn't want to you know, cause content warning kind of situations. But yeah, if it's real spicy, then yeah, I might have to employ some careful preparations. Dagoth welcomes you, my horny friend. If you work at Pornhub, yeah, technically it's all work. It's all safe for work. It just depends on your line of work then. Yeah, because I would say it's only a matter of time. I probably will eventually stream it, but yeah, it's just a matter of when. Not say that's true. That's true. Oh shit. Oops, wrong button. I want the grenade to blow up though. There we go. Yeah. It's like I didn't want to kill them with bullets. I just wanted to stun them with bullets. I know I'm wasting a lot of grenades, but I also feel like I keep having full grenades. I guess I can't shoot through that. I think I need to get down to their level. Or you got big nerds. That's what you got. This is kind of fun, just going full auto and not having to aim necessarily, just going ham. I mean, obviously I am using iron sights when possible. Kind of lunch-sunning them in through this little narrow passage is kind of nifty. Game of Thrones without tax laws. I like that, man. I like it. He played it. Yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, and of course, yeah. R.I.P. for Total Biscuit. It is still a bummer, honestly. Like I know he passed away a couple years back. It's not news exactly, but still, I am so sad about him passing. Yeah, for that particular session. Yeah, exactly. Like I would have to like know ahead of time when I would be approaching that part of the game, and then yeah, having like a warning in the title, like yeah, shit's about to get weird, about to get spicy. Personally wouldn't be, yeah, just wouldn't stream it, just play it safe. Exactly, like, yeah, I'm all about, yeah, being like a villain can be kind of fun, like, you know, it's a nice way to spice it up, but it's like, give me a reason, or give me like a motivation, not just, you know, edgelord bad guy just, you know, murders people for no reason. That's, all memes aside, it just doesn't feel very fun. Something turned green just then. I have to, oh, shotgun time. Oh, so you have limited slots. I gotta say, I really like the pistol, but I think I will relinquish submachine gun, because apparently shotguns are neat, and that makes me happy. It's all about what's implied, yeah, which can still be very, you know, very distressing, and I wouldn't want to distress people. You know, I don't want to like, you know, But I don't want to cause emotional scarring or anything. With the stuff that I stream, I definitely try to make the stream a chill, happy place, or you know, at least a chill, welcoming place. So yeah, I don't want stuff that would drive people away. Inobtainium, yes, lots of that. Max Payne mode, though, yeah. Yeah, Max Payne mode, I'm really digging Max Payne mode, obviously, and I like that it recharges very slowly. I guess in Max Payne, you have to kill bad guys to replenish your bullet time meter or something, because it doesn't just slowly replenish on its own. I like with this one, it does replenish, so if you hide for a bit, you'll be fine. Memorandum. Yeah, shotgun time, baby. I don't want to jump down there. Oh, there is a ladder. Good. Oh, there's literally nothing down here, though. Okay, I was thinking maybe there'd be something cool. Literally no cool things. You can shoot the grenades in midair. Yeah, it's cool that you can blow them up in midair. We did confirm if you throw a grenade and it hits a bad guy, it will auto-explode, which is dope. So freaking cool. Would I play the DLCs? I would say probably, Amnesia. In fact, I'll say definitely. I don't know if I would play them immediately after finishing the main game, but I would say yeah, it is something that I will absolutely do. Like a cool, yeah, the shockwave effect. It is pretty satisfying though. Also, Victoria, good to see you, friend.
According to police, an explosion that leveled a dockside warehouse this evening was most likely the result of an industrial accident. No injuries have been reported, but emergency workers are still on the scene.
Don't look at the food pics. I do actually look at the food pics, and I usually react to them with like some kind of like, you know, eyes emoji or heart emoji. So I do see them, and I do have mouth food envy when I look at them because I want to eat my monitor whenever I look at them. But then I realize that eating your monitor is not smart, so I don't. I'm good about it, but I think about it. I think about eating my monitor. Now there's probably going to be guys farther away, so I'm going to have this thing out. Ready to go. Let's turn the wheel. I'm a certified operator. Forklift certified. I thought first of those gonna spawn more bad guys, so I got scared. Yo, TriStar, what's up, bud? Good to see you, dude. Playing sequels in a timely manner. Yeah, exactly. I'm known for jumping around a lot. It'll depend on how long this game is. But yeah, it's true though. Oh, it filled this up. Okay. It's true that I'm infamous for like bouncing around a whole bunch, and I'll take years in between getting to other games in the series. I'm bad about that. I will readily admit. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, water or like swimming controls in an FPS and like jumping onto a floating platform in an FPS gets a little bit weird sometimes. First, yeah, I heard the DLCs are pretty legit for sure. Rotate video cards, see if that might do it. Interesting, Jim. Yeah, I'd be curious to know, like, yeah, why do we have these cool, more or less superpowers? Oh, wait, no, that way, yeah. When it comes to slow-mo and all that jazz. Because, yeah, the one dude was like, yeah, this new recruit, he has reaction time that's off the charts. But, yeah, but why do we have it? That is the question. Dang it. There we go. Just eat them. Yeah, just lick the monitors. It's fine, right? Delicious. They're both, oh, 1080 Ti's. That's awesome. That's really good then. Whoa. Recon, what happened? My homie just dropped dead from a mysterious bullet wound. Got his ass. There's at least one more. I think we saw three boys. And they're all back in town. Uh-oh. I'm trying to stop it. Oh, shit. You saw what I was trying for. I was like, oh, I'm missing. I was trying to stop his grenade from being thrown, but I guess that works too. Like I was panic firing. I was like, please. This is good at doing extreme. Yeah, exactly. For Bitcoin mining, that kind of thing. Just computations and calculations, that kind of stuff. Because it's just all decryption. Decryption and encryption. Just lots and lots of high-level math operations. Smaller number, yeah, exactly. That's a good summary. Black Mesa, yeah, Black Mesa I've heard is incredible. I do want to get to Half-Life 2, but I want to get to the expansions, or I guess spin-offs first, because I played Half-Life 1 on stream, but I want to do Opposing Force and Blue Shift as well. But yeah, Half-Life 2 and its episodes, top-tier games. Absolutely, top-tier games. Tier 3 has a bit of a stretch, though. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's insane reflexes, man. There are some retcons, though. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's like, it represents his reflexes, yeah. I think that's pretty much what bullet time comes down to. It's like a way to demonstrate to the viewer, or to the, in this case, the player and the viewer, is that, yeah, like, this person just has amazing reflexes. Release is worse than the demo. Oh, like for the performance, that kind of thing. Also, I haven't used my cool new toy yet. Perseus Mandate. Is that one of the... Oh, that's one of the expansions, right? Go this way first. There we go. Grenade. Oh, grenade out, he said. Oh, I thought that guy was airborne for a second, so I thought he was dead. I'm trying to get close with shotgun times. Whoop. It's too far away. Get back here so I can shotgun you, man. The shotgun's really fun. There we go. It's like he heard me. He was like, well, okay. If you insist. I'm gonna go back to that other room and explore a little bit more. So there's one other path we could have gone down. As I've stated many times, I like to explore around. Proximity grenades? Oh my. Interesting. Like, yeah, proximity mines. That's cool. I'm guessing you place those down as opposed to throwing, like, the frag grenades. Let's go back for a little bit. Oh, that leads up. Yeah, I want to go back to see what that other room leads to. Get caught up on chat again. Shoot the dude instead of the grenade. Yeah, I was trying to go for the grenade, man. Wait on Blue Shift and Opposing Force? You think so? I don't know. I definitely want to play the originals, because Black Mesa is, I mean, it's a remake of Half-Life 1, but I feel like they play very differently. I know that Black Mesa plays more like Half-Life 2 does, so I would like to play both the original, or rather replay both the original Blue Force and Opposing Force. I've played them before, but only once each. But it'd be nice to go back to them. But you're right, though. It wouldn't shock me if the Black Mesa folks were gonna get back to those as well. Because that would make sense to me, I think, to, like, as far as, like, what to tackle next for them, if they wanted to do more Half-Life content. Just kind of hearing things secondhand, yeah. 2029, yeah, it might take them a while, exactly. I wouldn't blame them, though. I mean, I hope they would take their time. Got a 2080, though? Oh, man, that sounds wonderful. I mean, 3080s are amazing, obviously, but yeah, 2080 will get you most of what you need. I guess it depends on, like, if you're doing, like, fancy video rendering, or if you're like streaming plus doing games with high, like, you know, max level settings, that kind of stuff. They made the shot. Oh, really? That's cool, Arctic. Oh, man, I wish I could have seen how that looked on your end. That sounds cool. Alpha Protocol, yeah. I've heard that game's just kind of so-so. I haven't played it myself. Yeah, they're more like proximity mines, yeah. Yeah, we all remember proximity mines back in the GoldenEye era, man. GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, dude. Anthem, yeah. Oh, God, Anthem was... We were talking about Anthem just the other day, actually, and just the sadness that... and, like, wasted potential that game had. It's really a shame. It's pretty good. Ooh, and a Hydrate. Thank you for the Hydrate, Mr. Amnesia. Absolutely. Oh yeah, then there's RTX. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, RTX kind of is like a whole new world. A whole new world I never knew of. Yeah, like interesting graphical capabilities. Oh, right. Yeah, it's a submachine gun thing. And I guess that's where a line can be drawn between the 2080 and the 3080. Or just the 2000 line and the 3000 line. Was that just more submachine gun? Yeah. Oh, it's the same room. Oh, okay. So this also leads back around to the same area. Well, then I feel less silly. More Event Horizon on Atomic Magazine. Very good. It was the best way to play. Yeah. Playing GoldenEye with the homies on facility. You find the room with the silos and you just camp down with the mines and just wait for people to walk in. But the problem is eventually everyone just, you know, kind of hunkers down and everyone turtles up with mines. And then nothing happens, so. That's why you gotta have a time limit set. And then, yeah, and then there's the one jabroni who would always pick GoldenEye. Or GoldenEye, what am I starting to say? Oddjob and GoldenEye. Because you can see which characters they're picking, so, you know, you can call them out, but still. I remember those times all too well. Would you get, for people that did GoldenEye and Perfect Dark back in the day, what's your guys' opinion on radar versus no radar? Me? I'm a no radar guy, but I understand when there are proponents on either side. See no bad guys out here. Oh, I see bad guys up there, and he sees me. Damn, that was a commanding explosion. Whoa! he got his wings. Like listening to see, because they're rarely by themselves, but he might have just been solo. But now he's so high. Oddjob and GoldenEye. Yeah, pick Oddjob, pick proximity mines, place mines on all the entrances, and then hunker down. Put mines in the floor. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you can do that in Half-Life too, for the matter, or Half-Life as well, because there's the trip mines. But yeah, GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, or console at least, did a great job with both of those things. It's a thing of beauty. No radar? Yeah. I prefer no radar almost entirely. Almost all the time. There's a gun down there. Whoa! What the hell are you? Grenade, he says, as the grenade exploded on his face. Grenade. Try and get behind cover. Oh, I lost a lot of health. You have so much health. Why are you so healthy? You're not healthy anymore, are you, homie? These are spicy boys. My goodness. Cyborg super soldier, yeah. Sheets taped on the... Oh, yeah. That way there's no screen peeking. Now that's legit. That's hardcore, and I can appreciate that. Trip mines under the floor. Oh, I like it. Yeah. It's a tricky setup, but it is doable. So we got a cool weapon. There's the penetrator. Let's get penetrated, fam. I've heard that this rifle is amazing, but I feel like I should... And the shotgun, of course, is fun. I guess I'll drop the pistols. So, there was like super mega bad guys out here. Of course, I lost a lot of health. Can I get up there? I could maybe get up there. I don't know if it would be worth... necessarily. Whoa! Hey, what's up, Primer? Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. We're playing F.E.A.R. This is a game I've always wanted to play, but I never got around to it until now, and I'm digging it so far. And I'm doing FPS parkour right now. There's nothing up here. Okay, see, I thought that'd be the kind of thing where there'd be something up here. There's ammo down there, but there's no ladder, so I think if I fall down, I'm just dead forever. So let's not be dead forever. The guys we murdered just now, and they were like super fancy. They also kind of have some Half-Life vibes to them too. Half-Life 2 vibes. They got the big fancy armors and everything. They were big scary boys. Can I turn this? I cannot. Cyberpunk works pretty well. I understand that Cyberpunk at like max settings is hard for most people to pull off, but I imagine there probably are folks that get pretty close. Fall back, you say?
Shit, looks like these fuckers are pulling out. I'm seeing a substantial mobilization on the satellite.
I think he literally just ran away. So let's grab some toys. Toys for boys. I want the thing. Let's have to go around. I'm a little bit hesitant to use... Oh, right. Oh, yeah, first stage. I should probably use that. A little bit hesitant to use my flashlight too much just because bad guys will see the flashlight and react accordingly. Will they see my flashlight? Now, that is the question. There we go. Them's the goods right there. And it was an instant full heal too, which is delicious. Rifle and shotgun, yeah. Rifle and shotgun seems pretty nice. I'm curious about the penetrator though. I haven't used it yet. We don't have a ton of ammo for it. I feel like I should wait until I find bad guys. But I'm very curious to see what it's all about because somebody name dropped the penetrator earlier. The Big Daddy. Were there other toys up there? Wait, I already explored up there, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did.
All squads, fall back to the rally point.
Go to the follow, by the way. Got a couple of nice little kills there. I was... Whoa! Thrown off by that air vent that was going off. Oh, he's already dead. Yeah, that air vent, I was like, is that a cloaked bad guy? What's going on there? Oh, it's sticking them to the walls. Oh, shit. That's awesome. Are you dead? I think he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. Okay. So that's what Black Magic was telling me about. Yeah, this is the one that can nail bad guys to walls like the freaking crossbow in Half-Life. That's incredible. Yeah, that's just the submachine gun. Yeah, this air vent, I was like, whoa. I mean, I wouldn't put it past this game to have cloaked enemies, so I was like... You... wiggling? Oh! I mean, I had to know. I had to know. Thank you, Pierre X Coffin for that follow, by the way. I had to know what was gonna happen, man. I had to learn. And then I learned. Lessons learned on this day. That is a good emote, Pfeiffer. That's a solid emote. Yeah, we're shooting like friggin'... Yeah, it's like the steak launcher from Painkiller, of all things. Delicious. Yeah, I found it. Yeah, again, lessons learned. Oh, wow, I haven't had an autosave in a while, but that's fine. I got bodied pretty bad by these dudes last time. Maybe I can try to shoot that grenade this time. You got several men down, dude. Blow the man down. Jump and then shoot. Oh, I shot his leg off. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to do it to you like that. Actually, that's a lie. I did mean to do it to him. Oh, just fucking gibbed him. Pulped his ass. He's out of there. That's deliciously satisfying. Look at all that Starberry jam. Who's hungry? Who's got some toast? I'll make some waffles. I got some frozen waffles in the freezer. Get our Eggo on. I know. Waffles and jelly. I think it's a not bad combination. I would say really when it comes down to it, waffles and peanut butter is my go-to. Nutella's good, you know. Sweet things are nice, but I would say I'm a peanut butter fan through and through. That was very satisfying, by the way. Shotgun, unsurprisingly, is the MVP. Thank you, Pierre. That's very generous of you for joining in. I'm glad that you're here, my friend. Yeah, they were like, man down, and I was like, well, it's more than just one, homie. Yeah, the shotgun it's a lot of fun, just like we were hoping. I think that leads to the place we were just in. I'm trying to remember if there was a secret that was up here as well. Not up here specifically, but in one of these other paths. Oh, wait, that also leads to the same room. Okay, so both of these lead to the same place. Wish I could take one of the fire extinguishers and like throw it at the bad guys and then shoot it. Because I know these things will blow up. Well, I think I know they will. Toast and waffles. Time to make some pancakes. Make ourselves some French toast. All this jam. I feel like I shouldn't go too crazy with grenades because later on grenades are gonna come in real handy for the big boys. And then they get reinforcements with the big boys. Well, that's interesting. They knocked the knocking the shelves down to block my ass. Oh, he's still alive? I thought the grenade got him. He was being very stationary, so I thought he was dead for sure. So cool. What a cool feeling the shotgun gives you, man. Delicious. Magically delicious. Can I read the letters? Monolith. What's it say? Monolith Production. There it is. And then business services. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Monolith was... Wait, was the developer Monolith or was it the producer? Producer companies. Whoops. It's another name Monolith is attached to this game, but I don't necessarily know in which way. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna use that. Literally, that was awesome. Yeah, that was awesome. That was a lot of fun. What does this thing do? What does this thing do if I smack it? Will it explode and rip my face off? Hopefully. He's the only one left. Yeah. We need backup, and it's like, wait a second. I'm my own backup right now. So that room right there is where shit's gonna get real. I use the shotgun on the big boys. I feel like the assault rifle might be the pork chop sandwiches. Yeah, accurate. Oh shit! Whoa! Down he goes. So we know what's gonna happen over here. Little Easter eggs. Yeah, exactly. It's really fun. Whoops. Oh, apparently. Wait, I use the screenshot button. Okay, I don't know why. I was thinking I was gonna check my inventory, but it's not one of those kinds of games. I wonder why I is the screenshot button. It's good to see them, Mr. Goblin. Not allowed to. Oh, you're right. Yeah, it's like we're trying to get away from that kind of terminology. You're right. I should change that real quick. We'll just say, yeah, first playthrough. First ever playthrough. In my entire life. So yeah, it's like, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, it's like that's a term where, you know, maybe best to try to get away from a bit. Or grenades, which I'm gonna use a whole bunch. Alright, now we know what's coming for us. I changed my mind. We're doing shotguns. Grenade. Oh, am I out of the shooty pooty absolutely? I'm not. The slow motion. Get fucking dead, please. There he goes. You guys are big, spicy boys. Now, I didn't get bodied nearly as bad this time. I thought there was two of them. Maybe it really was just the one. So we'll definitely pick up the penetrator because it's really freaking cool. Get fucking dead, please. Yeah, please be not alive anymore. I'd like to think if I ask nicely, then they'll be more inclined to, you know, to follow my requests.
Pulling out. Seeing a substantial mobilization on the satellite.
Full health now. We have a lot more armor. Well, now we're at full armor. Look at us. Moving on up, baby. 120, very nice. Get the Naga wireless. Yeah, I've seen the Nagas before. That's pretty sweet. Get the numbers on the side. Yeah, I've heard those are really nice. I have a an Abyssus. Yeah, Razor Abyssus. It's very old, but it gets the job done. Just 3 buttons, you know. 3 buttons and a mouse wheel, so or rather 2 buttons and a mouse wheel that's clickable, so it's kind of boring in that sense, but it gets the job done, so I really can't complain. Also, Monscott, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Playing F.E.A.R for the first time, and I'm digging it so far. It's pretty sweet. Oh, more penetration station weapon ammo. That makes me happy. Please, I respectfully request. Yeah. I'm trying to go through diplomatic means. So when it comes to dealing with bad guys. Did I sequence break something by going up here? Oh. Yeah, that's the room we were in earlier. There's where I blew up that gas tank like a doofus. Whoa. Interesting checkpoint time. There was at least one more lad. Whether up top or down below, I can't remember. We raising the water? We are. Tasty sewage. Delicious. They make pretty good mice, yeah. I've had pretty good experience with this mouse. I had a keyboard years ago when I first got my computer built for me. I had a, I can't remember what model it was, but I had a Razer keyboard that came with the mouse. It was like a bundle. And the keyboard, like individual keys started dying just one after the other a few months after having the mouse, after having the keyboard. So, you know, that didn't last very long, sadly. And I understand that there are a lot of people who have had not so great experiences with Razer keyboards, but yeah, mouse is pretty solid though. Right, so I can't go up that way. Or shotgun ammo. Always solid. Logitech MX. Interesting. Because I like Logitech as well. I've got a Logitech, what's it called? Webcam that I like a lot. And thank you, Monscott, for the host as well, my friend. What kind of stuff you been streaming lately, Monscott? I'll admit I haven't had a chance to watch your streams in a minute. Actually tanks. Nice. Like super badass or super like, super sturdy. So this is the way I think I was meant to go. Ah, I knew it. I knew there was at least one more lad. And now he's stuck to the wall with his head jiggling around. Just launching... Yeah, launching stakes at him. Hopefully he's not a vampire. I'm not gonna smack it this time, but I do like the wiggles. It even says, high pressure gas line. Don't shoot this. Well, I didn't shoot it, but don't smack it, Alex. Is what it says. So now that the water level's been raised, much like the roof. Oh god. I just want to get out of here. Okay, you know what? I'll take this instead. Just wanted to jump over it, but I guess that works too. Oh, yeah, there's the spike. Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks like he's just chilling. He's like, hey, how you doing? Grab that. Well, guess I'll go ahead and use that just to pick that up too. So I have full medkits. Might as well. guess the end of this level is coming up fairly soon since it sounds like the bad guys are on the run. Sounds like a Razor product. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like, it's really hit or miss for a lot of people, which is unfortunate. Oh. Another vision.
I don't know what you're talking about. Some secrets get buried deeper than others, but I know where to dig. No, wait, you've got the wrong guy. Hush now, Mr. Moody. The time for talk is done. Please, no!
Or maybe he's saying he's being moody. Because he knew his name. He knew the name of the guy he killed. Presumably he killed. Nokia of computer mice. Interesting. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. So it's like, yeah, super sturdy. At an MX518 derivative. Teflon pads. Wow. Oh, Extra Life United. That's right. Yeah, yeah. Did you get to attend that in person, Monscott? That's awesome. I've never actually been to ELU. I have some friends that were going to go last year, but for, you know, obvious reasons that had to change. But yeah, I know that there was that has been going on this past weekend or past week, I guess. But yeah, very recent. Hope it was a lot of fun, dude. Whoa. Jeez. That was upsetting. Oh my god. Freaking like crab walk small murder girl coming at us like Jesus. That was deeply unsettling. I'm being subtle. I'm being quiet, I promise. Ragdolls are really cool. Yeah, I mean, I think they're fun still. Yeah, ragdoll physics was like a huge thing at the early to mid 2000s because it was such like a new technology thing. And games like Unreal Tournament, you know, well, 2003 and 2004 at least. I know this one was a big one. I guess like the later Max Payne 2 I think had them. So Halo 2 had their own like physics engine with ragdoll physics. So yeah, it was like a big thing back then. Oh, it was still virtual Monscott? Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought they were doing some kind of in-person thing. It makes sense that it would still be at least mostly virtual, though. There she was, yep. Breaking through the window. Yeah, yeah. I'm being quiet, I say as I'm smacking the shit. I feel like if I yell at the top of my lungs, it'll drown out the sound of the bullets that I'm shooting. And the walls that I'm punching out. MX Ergo, like an ergonomic mouse. Or try the trackball. I have some friends that live and breathe by the trackballs, but yeah, I've yet to try it out myself. Whoa, Monscott, that's incredible. That's awesome, man. Congrats on that, dude. You're probably a chess fiend then, man. That's dope. Morrowind getting ragdolls? Yeah, that's true, Off-World Devil. That introduces all kinds of fun physicsy jank that we could see in the game. 2004, yeah. Or 2003 for that matter, but yeah, both of them, yeah, had lots of cool physicsy stuffs going on. 518 did die, though. It's been 5-year warranty, but we stopped making those. Yeah, yeah. That's kind of nice, though. Yeah, new wireless mouse. That's pretty sweet. Wow, yeah. Sweet deal, though. That's nice that they honored the warranty, even though it's like, yeah, we don't make these anymore. So, yeah, the replica forces, because we know they're clones. Still haven't found Paxton Fettel. Okay. Still gotta find his ass. Yeah, Logitech's good. I'm using a Logitech keyboard right now. I have the... it's the I'm looking up because it's in, I got the box front of my closet. It's the G610 Orion Logitech keyboard, and it's pretty good. Pretty good. It's got, you know, it's got like the nice lights. It's not like the fancy RGB, but it's got pretty nice backlights. And yeah, the Razer mouse that's like 10 years old at this point. Well, 9 years old. 9 years old. Abysus. Razer Abysus. So yeah, I'm a Logitech fanboy through and through, admittedly. They still make the MX518s? Oh, nice. Did you guys both post the same link? It's similar at least, but yeah, that's awesome. Dropped items, a line. Oh, that's kind of nice. Yeah, yeah. Pseudo physics Off-World Devil. I like it. The G600 over the Naga. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it seems like Logitech's like a solid choice. It might not be like top of the line, but it's really good quality for not, you know, breaking the bank, which is nice. But yeah, that's excellent. Stop making it. Well, when you bought it 2 years ago, right? I got you. Yeah. Oh yeah, it sounds good, Moscow. Thanks for joining in, by the way, friends. I know it is getting late, by the way. I'm probably gonna wrap up in like half an hour or so, because I got work in the morning. In fact, I actually have to get up kind of extra early tomorrow, so I can't go super crazy. Only medium crazy, sadly. You know, I'd love nothing more to stay up until the wee hours of the night playing this, though, because this is really engaging, and I'm very much digging it. Phillips of, oh my, of the tech world. Yeah, I would say it's not an incorrect, oh Jesus, not an incorrect comparison. That was a nice double whammy. It was like, oh, that was spooky, and then whoa, double spooky. You think it's worth it? I mean, I guess it depends on what someone needs or wants out of a gaming mouse. Because I don't even need a gaming mouse. I don't really play a ton of shooters, and I don't play anything competitively. So I don't really need, like, top-tier performance. I just need something that's reliable and, you know, will last a while and is fairly comfortable. So it doesn't have to be, like, extra fancy. I'm pretty easy to please. But for someone who needs, like, yeah, top-of-the-line stuff, I could see that being a different ball game. Also nice endless pit, by the way. Very nice.
A devastating explosion in the harbor this evening may not have been an accident. We have learned that evidence of a fierce gun battle has been found by police investigators.
Fierce gun battle.
Several bodies were recovered from the scene with bullet and
several bodies and skeletons.
So far, no one is commenting on exactly what happened
I'm
here.
easy to please, ladies or gentlemen. Like the news thing. Now, should I shoot out the camera? Seems like it's bulletproof. Good. I show that camera who's boss. Me, Alex. That's who. This costs a lot though. Yeah. Yeah, more for saving up a gift card or something like that. I can see that too. Yeah. I wonder if I should try to avoid being seen. It matters. Another friend. You see, he was armed, unlike some of the other lads we found. Ooh. An extra special toy. Next to a skeleton. Very good. So, I want to get that somehow, obviously. It wouldn't make mechanical keyboards? Really? Interesting. Gamer keyboards, but they would still not put mechanical switches on them. Man. Yeah, I'm glad that they did, because, yeah, the one I've got right now, the G610, or... what was it? G610 is really solid. I've had it for... about maybe a little bit less than a year, but it's doing me well, doing me good. There's no mid-air melee that's convenient to use. I want to find out how I get that health power up. Health up. Bulletproof cameras, man. Spike proof, there it is, yeah. Yeah, maybe I should use bolts. Man, they don't make cameras like they used to, dude, my goodness. The Chad camera, whoa. Oh. Well, that's a thing. No skeletons this time. Guys, I think your air vents are leaking blood. I'm gonna get an exorcist brought in or something. Good for games, yeah. That need the fancy inputs, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a definite use case for something of that caliber. But yeah, probably not for me though, for someone of my stature. It'd be one thing if I was like doing lots of whoops, not that. There we go. Lots of yeah, competitive shooters, that kind of stuff, you know, something that requires like fancy amounts of control and whatnot, but I'm pretty simple.
Ian Hives. Hi, Bill. It's Ian Hives. Look, I just got your email. I wish I could give you some more background on this, but it's strictly need to know. Hell, I don't even know what all this is for. For now, look, just focus on the specific contaminants in the task summary.
Contaminants, he says.
Maybe I can fill you in a little more once we've completed the survey.
End of messages.
Corsair's pretty good though. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I think I have some. I think my RAM is Corsair, so I feel like I've had good experience with them. I didn't know they made keyboard. Actually, no, that's not true. I did know they made keyboards. I forgot about that. Yeah. Can't we just use that to armor our troops? It's like, no. Cameras are more important than human life. Come on, everyone knows that. Watch a gaming rubber. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Because again, I really love this one, but their hesitance to go into the mechanical area is kind of unfortunate. I'm glad they figured it out eventually. Just, you know, late to the game, obviously. Timesheet log. I wonder if these are actual names from like the developers. Okay, so that was just some lore building and lots of blood building and lore building, but nothing else up here that and also some grenades and ammo and whatnot, and another cork board to knock down. The Sennheiser of tech, yeah, I would say that's a fair comparison, because I like what I've seen from Corsair, because again I have some components from them, but I don't think I have any peripherals from them. G19. That's pretty nice. Yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah, I have some Sennheiser headphones, which are pretty good. It's not like the amazing, you know, several $100 headphones, but it's like the $100-ish headphones, and they're pretty good. They're pretty darn good. I actually have them in a box. I brought them home from the office because I don't really have a desk anymore at the office, because we're all going in. Most of us are going full-time remote. So they were like, yeah, we need you guys to clean out your desks. I don't really have a desk. I don't have a cubicle anymore, but it's fine. I don't really need a cubicle. So I brought my nice music headphones home, and now I've got them here. Can I get to you? I will find out how to get to that eventually. Oh, more fanciness. We get like the little flickers from our comms receivers and transmitters whenever there's like some shit going down. Also, I bet this is how we get to the thing. Let's see if this is indeed gonna lead us to the thing. The gaming keyboards were bad though. Yeah, it's really a shame, because yeah, this one's great, but this one was advertised as a mechanical keyboard, so I knew what I was getting myself into. It wasn't like a, you know, keyboard for gamers, because then you play there's the gamer tax, right, where it's like extra expensive because it's, you know, marketed for gamer peoples. Yeah, the RGB, exactly, yeah. I mean, I could have spent a little bit extra money on mine to get the RGB version, but I was like, I don't really care. I mean, the backlights are neat, but the RGB stuff isn't a huge thing for me. I think my RAM and also my motherboard have RGB on them, and I have it on, but my case is opaque, so I can't see through it at all. I mean, there's a few little holes, not holes, but like little slits where you can see through it. But it's not at all a case for looking pretty. It's a case to it's just a black obelisk, a monolith, if you will. So it's not like a lot to look at. It's nothing to show off. Whereas the cases that have like a transparent part or like a glass part that you can see through, those I think it makes more sense. So for mine, it's like I won't avoid it, but if I can pay less money to not get it, then I'll just go for that instead. Something in the water, you say? I feel like this door is about to shut on me. Also, this part here, right here, reminds me of that part where you see the first psychic dude in Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl. That's what they spy. Exactly, Five Finger. I'm trying to take down Big Cork Industry or something. Mechanical key. Yeah, exactly. That's the way to do it, honestly. People can work from home. Exactly, Jim. And honestly, I was probably working from home. I was primarily working from home 3 out of the 5 days of the week anyway, if not more, honestly. Oh. Oh. Oh my. Oh my. Awesome. Yeah, again, more Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth vibes, and I love this kind of shit, dude. I bet this was like so transformative when this game came out in 2005. I bet this blew people's minds. Whoa, that was cool. Hello? Whoa. That was awesome. So freaking cool, dude. Love that shit, man. Gamer laptop. Yeah, exactly, 500. It's kind of silly. Caught up on chat there because I fell a bit behind there. There's a lot going down. There's the C920. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there kind of were these standards, weren't there, back in the day? Like the standard keyboard. Now there's a standard quote-unquote webcams. Yeah, I would agree. There were like benchmarks. Yeah, gaming laptops. I mean, with PCs and whatnot, it's one thing. But yeah, with laptops, you pay a pretty significant premium. And of course, laptops are harder to maintain because it's harder to switch out components. So yeah, you're paying a premium for sure. Wouldn't say I would recommend them necessarily myself. Got an aftermarket cooler just to get rid of them, yeah. Yeah, like, I don't mind them, but like I said, I won't go out of my way for them. G15s are still pretty darn good, though. This is good, yeah. A baby or an air ride. I'm pretty sure it was Babby. I think it was Babby being formed, but I could be wrong. A remastered TriStar? Yo, I'd be down, man. I mean, I think this holds up pretty well. And granted, I had to seek out some fan patches to make the game run really nicely on Windows 10 and to fix the frame rate, because there were some frame rate issues. And also I think to give it better, like more resolution options. So there's a few things that I had to seek out to make it look and play nicer. But overall, I mean, I think it looks pretty good. But yeah, a remaster that includes those things automatically, I'd be down for that shit, absolutely. And I'm guessing this is locked. Unknown origins. Am I? There's more. It's a shadow of something. Can't really see it. Yeah, I do like it, Jim. Yeah, I'm really curious. I'm gonna have to look up Song of Horror. Because I have no idea what it's about, but I'm very, very intrigued. I see a dude. And we saw a vision of a dude getting murdered. I don't know if it was the same guy that we saw on the first level or if this is a different person.
Where is she?
So it's like we're getting visions of both Alma and Paxton. And it sounds, I'm guessing he's looking for her, or maybe he's looking for her mom. Oh.
Alma.
Still alive.
Finds her. Origin.
What are we talking about? Who's Alma and what origin? All right, buddy, get moving. Battle's gotta be close.
He probably is. Uh-oh. Checkpoint and bad guy noises. That's a good sign. That was satisfying. They got the high ground, but it's not over Anakin. Except I'm Anakin. Oh, got it. This might be a bad idea.
Watch out, grenade!
Oh. Haven't seen that get thrown. Oh shit, the door's open. Oh fuck. I can't, there's so much dust. There's just a lot of blood there. I'm just jumping around because I think he's dead, yeah. I think I just crucified that guy up there, Jesus. That got real silly. I like it though, that was good. That was really freaking cool. Yeah, I'm gonna Google that real quick, Jim, just because I'm really curious. So I'm just gonna Google it so I can have it in my history. Song of Horror. And it is on Steam. Excellent. Perfect. IP has been... Yeah, I think you're probably right, Black Magic, so I would say it's probably unlikely, but we'll see. Stranger things have happened, but yeah. It's probably fairly unlikely, though. Nothing else this way. If they were interchangeable, yeah, exactly. That's how I've always felt. I mean, they're not uninterchangeable, but they're a lot harder to do so. So that's where you're kind of limited, which is a huge bummer. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I think well, he was already dead, but now he's extra dead. You do own it, though. That's good. That's a good sign. Oh, more grenades. Cool. Yeah, that's the guy that I shot accidentally. Accidentally on purpose. Oh, we got an MS Paint masterpiece. Those are always fun. Let me get to the next area. He's on the schmooves. Oh, he kicked the door open and then fell over. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. What the hell? Oh, he jumped in through there, I'm guessing. Yeah, and I just didn't see his ass. Two friends for the price of one? That's what's up, baby. Jesus, this game is a power trip, man. Holy fuck. That was awesome. Lost all my armor, but it was so worth it. Now, I've yet to find a way to get to the upstairs area. I don't want to go too far without taking care of that MS Paint challenge, though. I'm gonna double back briefly to see if I can get to that upstairs area, just because there were dudes that I wanted to circle back around on. And I think this is the only way. Yeah, unless I could jump up here, maybe? Whoop. Or jump on his corpse, maybe? Oh, here we go. Whoop. Ah, yeah, I don't think it's doable. Alright, let's keep going. Yeah, so do the MS Paint masterpiece. Yeah, it's happened to me a couple times too. Black Magic's, yeah. I mean, for all I haven't looked on Steam, I might already own it, but I would like to think I would recognize it if I did. But I've been wrong before. Whoop. Yeah, I can't make that jump either. Alright. Let's go and do that real quick. MS Paint time. All nut, no brakes. Oh, that makes me sad. That reminds me of All Gas, No Brakes and how that all went down. However, I know that the dudes with Channel 5 have formed a new project. So I'm hopeful to see where that goes. You can see the game. Yeah, you can see the game. Okay, cool. But yeah, the way that their benefactors treated that whole thing was unfortunate, but it sounds like they're going off on their own now, which is good. More armor. I feel like I'm going the right way. Let's go the wrong way first. An inobtainable achievement? Oh, really? They just straight up say? I wonder if someone has figured out how to, like, glitch the game to give it to them, then. Just no specific way to get it? Yeah. Caches are awesome. Yeah, caches are great. Okay, so this is a corpse that was here already, I'm guessing. This is not a corpse that I caused. That I summoned into this world. Yeah, it's either cashews or pistachios are my favorite. He had a gun. Oh, I wonder if he... No, I don't know. We can only be left to wonder how that all went down. Now, I feel like this is a bonus area. There's another path. There's all kinds of things. Whoop. Oh, this just leads down. Okay. There would be a way. Oh, there's a console command. Oh, interesting. Okay. So there has to be some way. It's just not super obvious necessarily. More penetrator ammo. So I can penetrate like a boss. Also, remote bombs. Nice. They will stick to enemies and they can be manually detonated. Perfect. That could get really weird and very good. I look forward to all those things. It is not by my will that I'm once again given flesh. Okay, sounds good, Jim. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for hanging out with us, my friend, and thank you for your insights with this game. There's a lot to know and appreciate about this game, but I appreciate all the things you've shared with us. But these me, isn't he? I didn't mean to untick it, but I done unticked it. There's more voices. Oop. A lot of dust. I want to watch it happen. Okay, we got the slow-mo. We didn't get all the slow-mo, but it's still pretty good, though. That is very satisfying. When she says peanuts with her Spanish accent. Oh, that's kind of fun, yeah. Oh, more friends. There we go. Oh, he had a penetrator as well. We were penetrating each other. Mutual penetration station, always good. Yeah, I know a professor in college who had a very thick, I want to say Chinese accent, maybe. And there was a particular lesson where we learned about processes forking into 2 different processes. And you can imagine the way she said fork was entertaining, to say the least. And, you know, we're all, you know, we're college students. We're trying to be mature, but, you know, we're all kind of like, you know, doing one of these. Dan probably knows what I'm talking about. He probably remembers Dr. Wong. And, yeah, it's like, I was warned ahead of time. It's like, yeah, there will be a session with Dr. Wong's programming, or, operating systems course that will be hard. You'll have a hard time keeping together, but it's, you know, you'll want to be prepared, because you don't want to be rude. But, yeah. I remember there was one point where she would say things like, you know, this process, when a process forks, the things that it forks into become children, and the originators are the parents. So it's like, this process forks 3 times, makes these children that fork with these parents, and you just get really weird sentences. And yeah, we were probably not I mean, again, we were trying not to be rude, but like, there were moments where it was a little bit hard to keep it together. Some kind of distribution agreement, though, yeah. And thank you, by the way, Mr. Dan, Mr. Corruption Friend, for resubbing as well. 11 months, by the way. Holy shit. Yeah. For the bonus points. That's correct. Yeah, we all remember the bonus points. Yeah, I remember it well. For better or for worse. We're doing some F.E.A.R, by the way. This is a game I've never played, but I've always wanted to. It's my first playthrough ever, and I'm really digging it so far. More penetrator ammo. More mutual penetration station. Grab that too. And more hammers. Hammers and penetrators. Just don't penetrate with a hammer. You might not enjoy it. I'm doing well though, Mr. Dan. This game is really cool. I'm digging it a lot so far. And I totally get why people like it, because I'd always heard this game is dope. And it's like, yeah, I get it. I'm not surprised, but I totally get it. It's always one of those games where I had a feeling I was going to like it. And now it's like, oh yes. The feelings are generally understood to be true. Only 30 more minutes. Oh shit, it is 12:30. Yeah, let's get to the end of this level, then we'll call it, just because yeah, it is getting late. Yeah, I kind of let time get away from me, didn't I? The FSB, yeah, it's such a fun one, man. I love that one, dude. That was so fun. Snail's anuses are above there. Oh, very nice. That is a nice fun fact. Oh, you're right. They were also recommending movies to us, weren't they, Five Finger? They were like, Contact. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. All right, so I think we've explored all that there is to see right here, at least. Let's actually make some progress then. Which I think would be this way. Unless this is where I came from. Is this where I came from? Yes, it is. There's a gun lying on the ground. Some of the best AI. Yeah, it's something I would say the AI and like the general gunplay are something that people still praise to this day. You can make the argument that the graphics aren't perfect and that, you know, there are some criticisms to be made about the presentation, but I would say overall, like, yeah, the way the game plays rather, just feels hella good. It seems like generally everyone agrees, like, yeah, this game is just really freaking fun to play. Like the bullet time mechanics are really neat. And the levels are, I would say, for the most part, pretty well designed. I'll admit, I think I'm a little bit lost right now. Maybe I need to go back to the vents. Because I first emerged from the vents. Maybe I need to go back that way. Or maybe I need to go back further, actually, because I feel like... Actually, maybe that's the word. Maybe that's where I need to go. A good running gag. Oh, here we go. This is, I think, a new area. Yeah, this is definitely new. Alright, so we can go that way. Oh, checkpoint. Okay, if that leads to a checkpoint, that means I should explore this way first. Hey, what's up, Jimmy? Good to see you, bud. Yeah, played this game back in the day. Yeah, it's like, I'm always a little bit embarrassed to admit that I've never played it. Because I like a lot of FPSs, and it's like, this game is adjacent to a lot of games that I like, so it's like, what took me so long, man? But better late than never, I suppose. Ring a bell, weren't sure if it was in the library. Yeah. Wasn't sure if it existed or not. Thank you, Black Magics, and thanks for the host as always, my friend. I know it is getting late, so yeah, I know we all have our, oh right, because I freaking crucified these guys earlier. These guys are next. There we go. Oh, you're not dead. Okay, now he's dead. I saw him like fall over, so I assumed he was out. But yeah, I freaking nailed this man to the wall earlier with the big old spiky launcher. Oh, we're still friends. Still friends left. Whoa, Jesus. Grenade time, baby. There we go. Oh, it's tasty. Very, very tasty. There might not be done, so I shouldn't celebrate prematurely. I like the slow motion voices too. It's a lot to appreciate. It is a satisfying noise, isn't it? There's just a lot of I mean, the visuals are great in this game, I think. I think they're pretty good. Of course, the game plays like a dream. But yeah, the sound design is also kind of on point, honestly. I feel like sound is something that doesn't always get praised properly when it comes to games. Usually it's all about the graphics. And of course, rightfully so, the gameplay. But yeah, the sound is quite on point, I would say. Trying to use my flashlight too much because bad guys will see it and react to it accordingly. Oh, dead end? Unless I can jump up here. Huh. Probably not. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I would say they aged pretty darn well, all things considered. Not perfectly, but pretty good. I know Half-Life 2 was brought up earlier, and Half-Life 2 I think is a valid comparison for this game. Of course, the difference is that Half-Life 2 had that Valve money, whereas Monolith, you know, that's a big name for sure, but yeah, I mean Valve, they put everything they had into Half-Life 2, and it was a masterpiece as a result. Yeah, gotta be careful. Exactly, Grumpy. Yeah. Exactly. It's like you still want to be able to catch things too. It's tricky. People in the masks. Exactly. Yeah, the faces I don't really mind too much because yeah, that's to me it's less of an issue of the game and more of an issue of just, you know, gaming graphics at the time. Faces were just kind of uncanny a little bit, but for the most part, yeah, it holds up pretty well. Friends, I think that's what we're gonna call it because yeah, that completes that level, that interval rather, I guess you would say. So yeah, we're still trying to find Paxton Fettel. Press any key to continue. And I'm guessing it auto-saves at the beginning of the level. Guess I can manually save. Oh, that's quite the name. We'll just give it my name. My full name. Oh, and right, the letter I for some reason is screenshot. I don't know why, but that's a thing. You're hearing lots of screenshot noises, that's why. Right, so that is where we're gonna end it, friends. But I'll be back tomorrow, by the way. So if you liked what you saw and you want more F.E.A.R. action, F.E.A.R. shenanigans, then we'll be doing more of this tomorrow.